And welcome to LAWhammer, where we gather every single week to play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay in my living room.
Hello.
All right, we're just going to dive straight into it this week because we have XP to hand out. And I'm going to start off with the fun bits. Fun bits. Okay, now we haven't had everyone together for 2 whole mighty weeks. So that means we have not 2 whole mighty weeks worth of XP because last week's one was a special XP amount where a certain Mr. Leith did pretty well for not turning up. Well done.
Absolute
If you missed that one,
outrageous.
if you missed that one, it was very, very funny for some people. However, XP for when you were last here and we had a run-in with some friends who provided you with access to information that turned out to be very good and eventually secured you a niece of a local law lord who you found out was being bribed.
Blackmail.
Blackmailed would be better. That would be much, much better. And that being the case, I'd say we actually did pretty well. All in all, we gathered our information together. We tried to figure out what was going next. We did pretty well. You've got yourself 105 XP each. Okay, so that's that. 105. All right, so that done. The next thing is to interrupt the always beautiful Mrs. Lindsay Law, who's currently attempting to
Spend the experience.
spend her experience points, but we're doing something super fun tomorrow. So I'm going to pass you over to her so she can say what sort of super fun thing we're doing.
Tomorrow we are going to be live from inside the Rookery from Chimera Festival in Edinburgh with, oh my god, I haven't written down their names. Some people.
John.
It's going to be great.
Michael.
I'm on it.
Justin, Kate, me, and Andy.
Well done. Well remembered.
Yes, and we're going to be talking about world building around characters. So if you're an author and you've got characters fully formed, because maybe you've been playing them with your friends in a role-playing game, and you're building a separate world for them, how do you do that when you've already got characters in mind? We also, because Kate sets cryptic crossword puzzles, we're also excited to talk world building around words. That might just be me and Kate, but whatever. It's happening.
On that, for any of you who happen to be in Edinburgh, which I fully accept is probably a very small number of you out there, but if you happen to be in Edinburgh tomorrow, we will be live at the Chimera Festival, obviously for Inside the Rookery, but I'm also doing a big mapping workshop that starts at about 12:15. Now, that sounds good to you. I'm sorry to say, it's sold out.
Wow. Dick move.
World's smallest violin.
Your maps will be shit forever.
However, if you are interested in Andy's mapping masterclasses, there are some available on our Inside the Rookery Patreon, so go and check that out.
Lindsay to the rescue from my awfulness. It's also worth saying I'll be doing another masterclass for Inside the Rookery next week as well, so do check that out over on Patreon. Okay, I think we've done enough blabbing.
I've got a question for you, Andy.
Yeah, what's the question?
Quite often we play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay in a slightly different manner.
No, really?
Some would say we homebrew our own rules.
Do
Where
we?
can people possibly find access to those homebrewed rules?
Now that is a fine question. I'd love to say that we primed this, but we didn't. This is just natural dialogue between the lovely people at the table. So, Ed, as it turns out, we have a Patreon. So, over on the Patreon, you can find literally everything that we're using for free. You don't even need to sign up. Although, if you sign up, you'll get news whenever we pop up something new. Obviously, if you want to also throw all the money at us because you love us, because we're currently playing all the Warhammers, do throw all the money in our direction because our studio is stupendously expensive. You know, for something that's just sitting inside our living room, it is depressingly expensive.
Yeah, and we're drinking tap water.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're Scottish.
Where's my trailer? Where's my bottled still?
I've got
Alrighty.
Are we all
Some
good?
of us are drinking tap water.
Yes.
All right. So, I think we're ready for episode 40. It's a nice round number. So why not start with episode 40? The City of Chaos. bang, 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 bang. A fist upon a door. From inside, a grumbly, rumbly, slightly muffled. What do you want? And, wait a minute, what day is it again? The butterfly's wings have opened. Says the man. And on the inside, the door opens. A short fellow looks up at the taller fellow. They both nod. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Says the shorter one. Tall one goes, yeah, no. Walk straight past him. Get him away. It's busy on the inside of this long corridor. People are thronging around. For normal people, this would be a very, very scary corridor. Because some of the people in here aren't normal. At least as far as the Empire is concerned, they're not normal. Until recently, at least 3 would be visibly illegal. But not these days, at least not if one's down in the Reichland. But up here, in Middenheim, they're still illegal. One has a frilly bit, fronds sitting out the side of his face that drift slightly as if caught in a wind. The head turns as Arthur walks by, dodges round him, stomps down, and at the far end, sees the cloaked figure of Ulrika. She lifts up her head and says, fuck off. He stomps right by. Don't have any time for your fucking, and stomps past. And bang, 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 bangs on another door. On the inside, you hear, we're busy! And he just walks in. What the fuck are you doing? He hears from the other side. Listen, he says, bloody Magister Impedimenti ain't the bloody Magister Impedimenti. Says, the one who's sitting down at the table looks up at the woman who's off to his side and says, aye, we know. Sabrina here just had a run-in with our Magister. We've got a spy. Goes in and he closes the door behind him. I think it's Ulrika. Don't be fucking ridiculous. She's just out there. I'm telling you, I think it's Ulrika. You know that she can just make you see whatever she wants you to see. It's not her. It's someone else. You asked me to... Calm down. Sabrina, fuck off. She goes, I'm not so sure I should be leaving. I have some matters I need to resolve with Arthur here. Fuck off. Talk to you later, Arthur. He just looks at her, half petrified, and then closes the door behind her, runs over and sits down, and says, bloody Law were at my house last night. Says, he wants him killed. Something to do with his daughter. Says, he's got a daughter. He goes, I know. Do you think she's a demon? He says, I think she might be a demon. You know what he's like. Look, I have it on good authority, he says, that she just wants to get married to him. Oh, that might explain the way we're acting. Right. So just ignore him. He says, we've got bigger business to deal with. He says, you might have noticed, we're a bit. And young Freud Jaegers wake up feeling a bit. Nothing is quite right. The father wakes up sweating. He's had a nightmare of Nils being eaten. Except it's not a nightmare. And he just wakes up feeling really rather depressed. Because he has now etched into his mind over an hour's worth of skin stretching. Not something he wants to carry with him for the rest of his life.
No.
But something that's certainly there. But not the worst part of it all. The worst part of it all was just before he woke up. And the thing that was doing it that he couldn't see at all, his eyes lock with his. Found you. As you wake up. Yeah, that. Things are still a little bit off. Birdie wakes up and she's sweating badly. She can hear the sounds, bang, 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 bangs on the outside in the Grafplatz. They're setting something up out there. Bang, 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 bang. But she feels odd. Now, Birdie is, bless her soul, somewhat of a neophyte when it comes to life. Particularly when it comes to life above ground. She doesn't really understand the whole concept of having dreams that are based upon her own, let's say, needs. And she is very confused right now. Very confused right now. Particularly because it involved a whole lot of things that she just doesn't want to think about. Use your imagination. Alamenowith wakes up, goes out, gets escorted from the palace. And by the time that she arrives halfway across the Grafplatz and looks over and hears in the distance what sounds like a trumpet, she can see things are already being organized for what was supposed to be the final day of the Grand Melee, but isn't. They concluded it yesterday because of all the troubles that were, let's say, wrapped up with what you did. They've appointed a new Graf's champion because yesterday, the old Graf's champion went down. It all just, that's 2 days ago now.
The day before.
Yeah. It all just
It blurs.
blurs.
It blurs.
And as you make your way across being escorted, you feel jittery. Your leg feels twitchy. Your ears twitch more than once. Gerhard, you wake up and the sweat is attached to your brow. It feels too hot. But you can hear outside a slight dripping, what was clearly rain from last night, making its way down the window. And where you are, you can't quite hear all the banging noises coming from the Grafplatz. You're in the back of the building. Your bed is comfortable. Why are you so uncomfortable? You've cast your blankets aside, and in your sleep, well, it was disturbed. Really disturbed. What's slightly more disturbing, though, is that every last one of your cast-aside blankets and the sheets and most of the mattress are sliced up. And you're sort of sunk into the feathers. Your arms sticking out, your legs sticking out. And you're not entirely sure how you got there or what happened. Yumi, you feel really uncomfortable. You've been dreaming of running really fast, running, until you come skidding to a halt in front of a small child, dressed in Nipponese finery. Long red and golden robes that drift for almost 50 meters behind her. Her father particularly liked to overdress her when she was being taken out for festival. And the fox that just jumps into your arms, laps at your face, and makes little almost purring noises. Except you're seeing it from the outside. This fox has a beak and wings and spreads over you as it attempts to devour this tiny little child. But just can't get it there as the child and it foxes into place. Worst part of the dream is, though, you're mostly the fox. You wake up sweating. Elric, you're being burnt as a witch. You didn't think that was possible. You didn't think it was possible. But turns out that your own brain has found out that not only is it possible, it's exceedingly likely. Burned by your own college, as they found out what you actually were. And you dream it again and again and again. By the time he woke up, he's been burnt at least 20 times. And a part of him thinks that you shouldn't be able to feel pain in dreams. Apparently that's not true. And he has long felt uncomfortable with what his magic does to people. But actually feeling it. Everyone wakes up feeling uncomfortable. Hot. The temperature is actually quite cool. It's summer, the end of summer. We have about another week and a half before summer properly comes to an end and we move into autumn, or fall if you must. But we're not quite there yet. Herbstag. A very important holy day for many. The festival will be done by then. It also happens to be the wedding anniversary of Alamenawythe and her wife, who is far, far from here. Everybody feels discombobulated. There was already a discussion the previous night. A discussion about what to do next. It was already late. You were already knackered. And Sparsome seemed to be the best option. He seemed to be the correct person to go to, but getting to him is a little bit like getting to the Graph. He's in the palace, and apparently he doesn't really like guests. You have little else beyond that, as you can all make your way down for breakfast in your own individual ways. Who's likely to be down there first?
Leopold only sleeps for like a couple of hours a night.
He didn't last night. He went down, slept right through, and woke up a mess.
Well, they probably not him then.
Yeah.
What time does Alamenawythe get escorted back?
If you wish her to be escorted back first, that's fine by me.
And birdies never want to shirk food. So
Yeah, she feels odd. The ex-Graf's champion has one leg up on a stool. His hair's hanging down a bit shaggy, and his forehead is streaked with sweat. His white shirt is stuck to him slightly as he goes, "Is it just me, or is it bloody hot?"
it's really hot.
It's not. But it feels it. It's the first gut reaction is it's really hot, but it's not. And you know it's not. It's actually quite cool.
Do we feel feverish to the touch?
Yeah.
Does Alamenawythe, she just feels slightly agitated, not hot, right? Or does she feel hot?
No hotter than normal. Yeah, she seems fine.
Yeah.
Arriving back. Tonk, 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 tonk goes the Knight's Panther on the door. Servant goes off, opens up, and you're lit in. Knight's Panther, he just bows down as you pass your way through. Knight's Panther, look after yourself. Keep out of trouble.
Of course I will.
Says, we don't have to arrest you again.
Of course, Sir Knight.
Bang goes.
I will be a very good girl.
Servant looks a little bit off. His hair is matted and slightly sweated to the side, and he looks like he hasn't had very much sleep as he goes, they're just on breakfast right now, ma'am, if you want to come downstairs.
It looks to me as though you should have a sit down and put a cool cloth soaked in water upon your brow.
Got too much to do, but thank you very much for thought, my lady. And then makes their way off. Who's waking up next?
I think Elric will not be sleeping too well.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the door probably would have made him come out. Do we all have individual rooms?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
House.
Yeah,
Sure,
he's got
yes.
he's got a nice house. Turns out, being Graf's champion can be pretty profitable if you've been doing it for 7-8 years.
Yeah. So he'll come down stairs, I imagine.
Yeah, there's 2 whole extra floors up there.
Where's Alamenawythe?
She'll be just down in the main hall at the bottom.
On the banisters at the very
Cat
end.
stand.
Yeah, on the,
Well, yeah, they're having food down below,
yeah,
so you're
like
probably
perched
making your
somewhere
way
in
down.
that room.
Who's just come in
I just came in
from?
from jail.
What?
The Knights Panther arrested me.
Was Elric there? No. What? When?
Yesterday.
We were together. No.
Yes, and then I was arrested. For crimes against fashion.
He just walks past. You're not going to answer me straight.
No, I was arrested, Elric.
She puddles on after you. I was arrested.
I'm tough. Let's go for breakfast.
Down you go. The breakfast is there as a buffet for you to just serve yourself. Lots of fresh eggs and vegetables and a side of ham that's cold. Birdie's already there. She's got a full plate and she looks like she has been cooler. You're not really feeling the heat, but you are feeling deeply agitated. A little bit like you're anxious, nervous, your stomach is turning around. You feel a little bit like you're about to have a test at the college. But there is no test. There's nothing coming. But you can feel it in your tummy. Something just is twisting inside you.
Does it feel like he's full of the actual energy that would
Not
do
really.
that? Or just...
Not really. That's the weird thing about it. Normally, if he's flushed full of battery, meditation, and he can just calm himself, center himself, push it out, and hopefully calm down. But no, it's not actually causing this. Your host is sitting with his foot up, looking as he goes, bloody hell, this your doing? He says, it's bloody hot. I'm only joking. Obviously, it's not your doing. I mean, it's not your doing, is it? You've not made it all hot or anything.
No.
I mean, I'm only joking, but
But
obvious.
it's not hot.
Right, no.
We're feeling a bit warm to the touch.
He touches his own skin, but he's always hot.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah. But Birdie isn't.
And he's like visibly sweating.
Yeah, he's been sweating.
But Birdie isn't.
Yeah, she is.
No, but Birdie's touched by it too.
And slightly flushed,
okay.
which is
she's
unusual.
flushed. Her cheeks look a bit pink.
Have you had Gerhardt look at you?
I've not seen him yet this morning. Will be sleeping in.
Maybe you should go get him if you're sweating that much in this. It's mild. It's not. Al, you're not hot, are you? In the sense that humans sometimes have fevers, nothing else.
You feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable. My ears twitched on the way across the courtyard.
Is that like
I would say
sign?
that should happen once or twice a century.
right?
You feeling all right?
Who's coming in
Why?
next?
What is wrong?
Who's coming in next? Oh, Father Leopold. You can hear them talking amongst themselves.
Probably why he'd come down.
Yeah, indeed.
Shut up.
And upon listening to it, you recognize many of their symptoms. You're flushed. You're hot. You put it down to the terrible dreams. You put it down to what was clearly something vaguely prophetic, but possibly you misapplied that particular logical step. As you come in and you can feel them. Alamena Wythe is normal. You know she's up there, over in the corner. You can hear her eating very carefully at something. You're aware of her presence more than anything else. That whole blindness to her is definitely in the case. Elric, by comparison, you can sense him more clearly than you ever have before. You generally can very clearly sense Reichlanders in particular. Sigmrite, definitely. He's there. You know, sometimes more or less clear, but he's there to your senses. But right now, it's almost like he's pumping and alive in the corner.
Interesting. Does Schmeehammer look the same as he normally does?
Schmiedhammer looks, largely the same. You can smell that it's definitely a bit sweaty in here, but it's cool too. The air is cool too, but you're sweaty too. Huh. You probably don't look that great. Yep, you probably look a mess. He does. He looks a mess. His hair's an absolute state. It looks like he's attempted to push it into place and put it over, but he's missed bits. And they're sort of plastered to his head. And they're off at funny angles. He's been sweating, and his hair is much lower than normal because of this. And it just looks kind of funny, but at the same point, indicative of something not being quite right.
Schmiedhammer, the servant who greeted me, a gentleman, does he sleep here, or does he have his own home?
He says, no, you don't sleep here. No, we don't. Well, no.
So that effect, it suggests this effect is not localized
So
to this house.
you think something's
Because
going on then?
one of the servants looked exactly like you all did, sweaty.
Elric's been like eating, standing up, sitting down, moving around. I'm just gonna go get Gerhard.
Let me feel your head. I have seen people do this.
It's hot, right?
You feel it.
Animal handling.
Her warm,
I know.
her warm hand sits on your forehead. It's hotter than your flesh. Elves, you know already, just because of experience, have a higher temperatures at core than humans do. Your temperature also is higher at core. Her hand is normally slightly warm on you. This time, burning on you. She is hot.
Does he feel cold?
Yep, cold.
You feel cold.
Clammy too.
Clammy.
If you say I don't feel, I don't know, maybe we're close to Dagmar
Maybe
and
you
I'm
have-
feeling
Well, maybe you all have a fever. I have heard when humans have fevers, they feel hot, but they also shiver like they are cold. We
Either
should
of you
ask
two coming
her.
down?
Come down.
Yumi comes in. Are you tired? Are you happy? Are you smiley? Are you sad?
Yume has brought a towel. She's like, I've slept terribly. I think we should all, we should all go wash up. Feel better after, we get sort ourselves out. I definitely feel like I need a soak.
You want to go to the bath?
Yes! We didn't get to go the other time.
Schmiedhammer pulls a frown. He looks at his big
Oh,
bandaged
I will.
legs.
Oh.
Pulls another frown as he looks down. He says, well, you know, he says, we could have you drawn baths, but there's also bathhouse.
We could
hot
hold you by your
springs.
leg, but I don't think it would be
I'm
very...
not bloody going there looking like this. They'll all laugh at me.
Oh.
He says, oh, bloody hell, as he twists his leg over, remembering just how nasty and sore it was when the runic stones walloped into his legs.
I would like to go to the baths. It would be soothing. I miss Lucas. I am sad. I thought about him all night.
You arrive up at Gerhardt's room.
Chap the door.
One second. Like you hear it sort of slightly
Opened.
frantic. No, wait!
Then you walk in.
Is he shagging that bitch again?
What is he stumbled in upon, Gerhardt?
Well, I woke up and all the things were slashed and everything's broken and I'm a guest in this house. This is terrible. So
It's the worst thing that's ever
frantically trying to push feathers back into wherever I think they should go.
He's had a night.
Wait, hang on. I'm just like obviously then
It's
a
Elric.
little bit. Oh,
You kind of
right.
nods and have you been practicing
What?
with the rapier? The father will be proud.
No. This is. I woke up like this.
Okay, not a good sign.
Further
Your
Instant. What's he seen in the room? Perception.
your immediate first before we even do rolls. Your
Yeah.
immediate first thought is, oh shit, where's his master? Because your first thought is, often when you're asleep, you channel.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's channeling Ulgu, Ulgu's notorious for when it's channeled into a point being sharp. And he has just ripped all the bits around him. If this is the case, then you don't think anyone should sleep near him, you might kill them.
You need to find Sigfeder.
Well, I mean, I know I need to fix Lucas and help that first. I'm gonna go and see him in a second. You just
Yes,
hold
but
this for me for a moment.
This is dangerous to everyone.
What is?
What you've done in the night.
I didn't do
This
this.
is you. This is uncontrolled magic.
Ah. Oh, it's starting to happen.
Did you have dreams?
Yes. And this is right. Okay. Okay, look, it's just another thing to put on the pile of things to deal with. That's okay.
But I'd suggest,
All right.
my lord, this goes high on the pile. But also,
Everything is high on the pile.
it looks like everyone is sick downstairs and
Oh,
maybe
really?
needs some attention.
Are you okay?
As it turns out, not quite everybody. Margarita has just arrived. Her hair is perfectly placed. Her skin looks chill as she comes in, pale, slight rosiness to her cheeks, as she sits down and says, good morning, and carves off some meat onto the plate and looks around at everyone.
Did you sleep well? Melanie?
I did. She says as she looks at everyone's clear discomfort.
Hair arrived.
Yeah.
We are waiting for Garhant because we think that there may be an illness. They feel hot, but no, they feel themselves to be hot, but when I touch him, he is cold.
Oh my God. Which is what you hear as you make your way into the room. And gods, unless you're going somewhere else.
I'd absolutely check in on Lucas first. Fuck
Sounds
these
good.
guys.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Are you coming down or are you...
So he will just, he's still being cared for by the Shallians. And then Elric,
right.
yeah, I'm not going to interrupt. Don't want to see you blaspheme. It'd just be terrible. So he'll go back down.
Yeah, perfect. So that's what you hear as you come in as her eyes are wide and she looks slightly fearful. Oh my God.
What is it?
I think possibly. Meanwhile, upstairs, you make your way over to Lucas's chamber where he's being tended by the Shallians. He is in poor shape. Last time you saw him, not poor sheep. That would be weird.
He's been
Poor shape. When
Never
last
trusted
you
those
saw him,
Shallians.
as you make your way in, and it's largely as it was before, 4 Shallians,
Right.
2 on either side,
Yep.
praying, and 1 initiate looking on at you like you are intruding upon everything that you shouldn't be intruding upon.
Same initiate?
Different one again.
Ah, that's okay. Fresh start. Right. Hello. How is he getting on?
And looks at you and says, as far as I'm aware, nobody's meant to come in here because the man himself is dead. You're not meant to be staying, looking, or even being aware of anything.
Right. No, that's fine. I'm in the know.
No, it's not about in no or not. It's about even saying or looking or whatever. People can use spells and casting things. The mother told me I'm not even allowed to think about it. I've got to pray. You're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of here before you fuck everything up. We're going to get the fucking duke in our fucking heads. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here now.
Walking
She
backwards,
says.
closing door.
Shallians, right?
Can I give a quick glance over him, just like
Yeah.
shut
Yeah, do
up.
some perception test.
A perception test?
Yes, perception.
Oh, just one success.
That sounds good. It marries with your other 1 successes very well. As you look over, and he doesn't look any worse or better than he did before.
No, just the same.
He still looks like he's in a poor position. As down below, one must be calm, says Margarita. Last night I had some disturbed dreams that something had awakened. I thought it was nothing more than fair. Now I actually fear that it is. Yes.
Can I just check out of character?
Yes.
Did we, because it's been a couple of weeks, we did share with her what the father said about the thing waking beneath the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Just
That has
checking
happened.
that she knows, yeah.
I think something might have woken up.
The thing that Leopold said might have woken up?
Maybe. Gods, I hope it isn't. Gods, I hope it isn't.
Well,
Gods, I hope it isn't.
what do we do in this situation?
Pray.
Is that essential?
Well, it depends upon how important you feel your soul is. Gods, I never actually thought this would happen. Not so soon. Oh my. And she centers herself. Well, we're as well to finish our breakfast. We're going to need our strength.
Why, Father, why do you not lead us in, before we have our breakfast, Lady Marguerite, why do you not lead us in a prayer to ask Sigmar for his protection and to watch over us? And all that sort of thing.
Pretest.
I can do that.
Yeah, I should maybe not
And-
pray
and-
anytime
and
soon.
hope
I
that
think
this
I'll
isn't
make
some
it
kind of-
worse.
Awful, cursed place in which we find ourselves.
Trap.
I mean, it's a pass.
Sitting
Oh,
point.
no, but because of my
Sitting
many
point.
talents, 2 successes.
2 successes, nice. As the father gives a rather simple prayer to Sigmar. Makes a symbol of a hammer upon his chest. And everybody suddenly feels cool.
Ooh.
The jitter drops. As
Nice.
Marguerite visibly straightens, as if the weight that had been placed upon her shoulders has been removed, and she moves back to her standard upright position. Good old Dieter, sitting in the corner, goes, "Oh, fuck! I mean, father." As she nods once and says, "Oh dear, well, that's almost confirmation then. It's going to be a very interesting day at the festival."
Really quickly, Elric has run out of the room to go get something. And then he's come back and he's carrying the cup of glory. And he's going to ask Marguerite, look, me and her won this, but it's magical. I get a sense from it, but I don't really know what it does. Is it safe?
She looks at it. If you put it on the table before me, I can at least examine it.
I got a sense that
It's a
people
sturdy table, right?
people who drink from it will be like filled with glory. I don't know exactly what that means.
As you arrive,
Right, morning everyone. Sick? Who's sick?
you are. You feel so hot.
Leopold sorted it.
What?
Leopold sorted it. It's fine.
It's not fine. It suggests ruinous influences upon us, and Leopold prayed to
Sweat is
Sigmar
trickling
to
down your
protect
head.
us from it.
Okay.
I suggest, Father, that we continue this vigil of prayer at appropriate periods throughout the day.
And maybe a quick one now.
Marguerite raises an eyebrow as she looks
Pray
at
at it.
the cup. Can I have a perception test? A perception test?
Oh,
and a
exciting.
perception test. Difficulty 2, difficulty 4, difficulty 6.
I'm good at this.
I'm not saying, I mean, you might
Might
crit
crit
it.
Here we go. 3 fails.
3 successes, but
Not quite enough,
no.
but a pass.
13 successes.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Unless it involves sight, in
elf
which
bullshit.
case 14.
Sometimes elf bullshit is good.
You feel
another 12.
You feel itchy.
That's my
Itchy.
assist.
As you catch it, her hands don't move at all, but raising from her hands, you can see dusty purple hand-like shapes spinning and twisting as she just sits there looking at it, and a swirl of, you can't decide whether ash or dust is the best term, or maybe sand, but whatever it is, it's deeply dark and it pulls in your senses.
Volcanic sand.
And she
just-
pulls
Like
back
both.
from it.
Yeah, she does it.
You just say
volcanic
that.
Sand. She says it apropos of nothing.
Okay.
This has been constructed from very old stone and has been used in rituals. She takes out a fork and pushes against the side. Oh, it's heavy. It scrapes it back a little bit. I would not touch it.
Like, not even carry it.
I do not recommend touching that at all.
Why would they hand it out as a prize? This is from the graph.
Or is it? We are aware there are cultists working through this city. What better way to entice certain people of importance than to offer them prizes they cannot refuse? This is tainted. It is made of an old stone that I hear hissing around it, I think. Well, it's the hissing of time. I'm not sure which it is. It is.
So maybe we should leave it with the college representatives here.
I would not give it to any wizard. I think it should be taken by the cult. Looks over towards you.
But not the cult here.
Then we should maybe bury it. As him sitting over there said, "That'd be lovely if I had garden." He says, "But I don't. What I've got is a lot of stone out back. You can have yourself a nice promenade in a very tight circle."
He's got a cellar,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
cellar.
But presumably that just goes to stone.
Stone, yeah.
Well, I mean, presumably not.
Put it in
There's got to
cellar.
be
I
some
mean, how did the child
way
get
in.
in there?
Well, I would imagine that they snuck it in.
Through the front door? Or
Yeah,
is
through magic.
Yeah, they.
Look,
Pretty
it's no
sneaky,
big
that
deal for me carrying it, but we'll find somewhere to
He says-
bury it.
Are you sure? I mean, I could just get my sword and hit it a bit. He says, I really would not
Elric's gonna, as
suggest-
soon as he suggests that he's gonna take it back off the table.
Don't touch it.
How
Do
am I gonna
yourself a
carry
willpower
it?
test.
We carried it the whole time.
I know.
Hey!
That's a fortune point. That's an 88.
It is. Oh, you cannot re-roll it.
I wasn't an 88. I was just joking. 6 successes.
Hey!
Right, how
drop it
fucked
and
am
it
I?
falls
No, you're fine. Totally fine. You've got your hands on it. It's great. There is nothing to be worried about at all. In the slightest.
You've got a magic
It's
cup.
great.
If we did want to destroy it, we do have something else that could.
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
Very,
I'll look at Marguerite and thumb at her.
very
My
cool.
concerns would be that the stone itself is tainted and all one would be doing is splitting
Really
up into
sick.
lower component parts. Meaning that the artifact would potentially corrupt more people.
So it's a residual taint rather than a...
I don't know. It would be my concern, which is why I would prefer it was in the hands of the cult. Does anyone know the cult? Do you know the cult representatives here?
Well, but the High Capitula's not here, and at least I don't think he's here. And I know that the temple has been infiltrated.
Is there a temple of Arena?
Okay,
One
no,
of the others?
just look. If we need to find a place with soil, we just go to anywhere in the city with soil. Royal Gardens, the park. We can dig it up there. It might seem a bit strange to do it, but at least it's underground and hidden.
Yeah, taking a drink from it seems like a good idea.
Well, it's what we were told it's supposed to
Is he
be
still
used
holding
for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do it.
Why are you still holding it?
because I don't like
Just put it down on
any
the floor.
kind of influence Dietmar might have on it. Can he put it down?
Oh, yeah. Clonk, clonk. Puts it down.
It could be like one of those things where, like, now that we've been told that it's for rituals, it's like worse. You know, like if
I wish we had,
blissful ignorance would have been.
I wish we had
that-
those lead boxes.
I know.
For so many reasons.
So, we have an immediate problem. The effect that is being had upon us. I mean, for all you know, it could be that. And it could be spreading out its influence from this radius.
And perhaps it would be wiser for us to take it downstairs in the cellar, far from anyone. And she turns around, Schmiedhammer. What? He says, sorry, I was away on where fair is. He says, do you have a lock safe or some equivalent? No. I do have a weapon cabinet, though. He says, got one of those. We can pop it in there, lock it up with a little key. He says, wait a minute. Oh, no, don't have it on me. I'll be up in my room. Little key. Lock it up in there. You want to take it up?
Is it just the one key you have?
He says, oh, no, I've got two.
Could we have both?
Well, wait a minute. It's over. Presses a button that says press on it. And dingle, 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 just in the next room because you're already down below, right by the kitchens. And a head pops in. Hello. Go get key to my weapon cabinet, will you? In fact, get both of them. They'll be up well, I'm not sure where the other key is. No.
Not really
I don't know where it is. Go find it. Right. As he makes his way across
that
and disappears.
really the safest place.
It's something to
Seven?
It's
lost.
safer than leaving it just out.
Again.
Well, how long have we had this now? 2 days?
It was day 2.
Yesterday.
Oh,
A day and a
day and a half.
Yeah, no,
night.
it's yesterday, mostly, because after
Right.
the party. Oh, no, day and a half, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you did all your stuff yesterday,
Okay, fine.
I think.
We got
Yeah.
it at night.
Yeah, no, because you did your whole thing, and then you went out, then you went out. So, no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday, you got
It was
it
the
in the
night
evening.
before, wasn't it? We
No,
got
it was a busy night afterwards, right? You went to sleep very
'Cause we
late
went
last
to the
night. That was day
party.
3. Yeah,
isn't
and
the
it's now
party.
day 4. Party was day 3.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yesterday was busy.
Yes, it was.
He busy.
As he goes, it'll be fine in there, because, if anyone tries to break in, you'll hear it. At least then you know that something's gone wrong, eh? If you just drop it around somewhere, you'll never know if it's been stolen or whatnot.
No, it's true. Also, you mentioned weapon cabinet. What weapons can we borrow them?
None. They're mine.
As in no weapons, or no, we can't borrow them?
No, you can't borrow them. They're mine.
What?
Looks around at this very well armed party.
Why do you
What
need-
weapons do we need, my lord?
I don't know.
But he's got a dagger. and
One
everything.
second. Choice is always useful. You never know. We don't know what we're coming up against. For instance, a halberd would be useful.
I doubt he's got a
Have you been
halberd
trained
in
in
his
the
weapon.
use of the halberd, my lord?
No, I know I haven't been. You might be.
No.
Right? Well,
I'm
didn't-
trained in the use of a hammer.
Just a
That's
hammer.
why I've got a hammer.
Look, listen, if a halberd isn't closer to a hammer because it's just a hammer with a longer stick, I mean, yes, technically the end of it is a little bit more cutty rather than flatty, but it's still sort of the same kind of vibe. Swing, hit, done.
Birdie,
Right? Pointy
Birdie gets a
end.
very dreamy look and goes, I really want one of those.
Yeah, see? Exactly. So it's fine. If you don't want to share, you don't have to share it. It's just a question.
For
God, why
someone so smart, you know surprisingly little about certain things.
Well, it's fine. It's reasonable. Everybody has their own
I mean,
things.
a greatsword is the same as a rapier, then, isn't it?
No, because that...
It's a sword.
Is a
So
pointing...
You hit it with the pointy end.
I can kill
No,
someone with
no.
a point of a greatsword.
No, listen. You've misunderstood my point of argument, right? To do damage with a hammer, swing, hit. With a halberd, swing, hit.
Marguerite finishes off
I feel
her
awful.
food and says, well, I've taken my energy. I'm going to retire to my quarters to contemplate this. If anyone has any questions for me, I will be there. After all, I am under house arrest.
Do you need anything while we're out and about?
No, I have everything that I require.
Okay.
I believe that you are intending to find Sparsum. I also believe that that is going to be difficult. So all I can say is, I hope you bicker less.
We're getting it out of our system.
Who's she to say we shouldn't bicker?
A slight smile hits the side of her face and says, well, quite. And makes her way out.
So, shall we go?
The servant passes her through the door and has a key. Well, it's better than none. He says, yeah, take that. It's out in, you'll go out to landing, go up landing, door upstairs, door right opposite, go in there, you'll find cabinet, just pop it in there.
Okay, you will go up.
He does go straight to his
We'll
room.
go with him.
Do yourself an initiative test, please.
Oh.
Empathy. What?
That will be. Is
In
it
fact-
sight related?
No, this is this is be
Is it intuition? Or
intuition. Yes.
Intuition. Is it sight based?
It is not sight based
If actually it's irrelevant because that I don't.
because
have
you're
that.
blind.
However, I do have 5 successes.
Oh, nice.
6 if nose for trouble is a factor.
6. You decide not to.
Why would you anyway? It's just a cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he held on to it for ages and
And
didn't
she
put
said
it
it
down.
was Who
She said, "Don't hold it," and he's like,
Well,
and it just stood
she
there
calls
holding
food
But
energy.
I'm gonna hold it.
this really heavy thing for
Is he carrying
ages.
it again with his bare hands?
Yeah. You hide it under your bed beautifully.
Oh no!
Very, very carefully. You can't trust him with it. You wrap it up with a little blanket, slide it in,
It's the
and
book
then
all over again.
stroke it just once,
Oh,
and
mate.
then make your way down.
Someone put it in a barrel.
Chapter 2 of the book.
You've got your key.
The plan was to give the key to Marguerite.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to do that because she would know right away
not
it's
at all.
not in there.
Yeah.
So the key is going in his pocket.
Yep, that's exactly. Very wise. Pop it in the back. There you go. Ah, yeah. Oh, you feel so much better already. That foul influence behind you. Excellent. No one can keep it safe. You're the only one that understands it.
And your foul influence that's
Yeah,
stopping
this
you
is
from
great.
doing stuff.
It could be argued.
Leopold, this is your whole point, is to stop us from this.
Tried. I rolled 6 successes. I thought that would be enough.
Just lie and say it's a crit next time. Lindsay's been doing it for months.
I've had to get Kat to start looking at my dice because of you.
I do have a question.
I am the adjudicator.
With my empathic talent, when
Yes.
he comes back in, can I get an intuition test to tell that he's maybe hiding something, hasn't done what he said he'd done?
Yes, I'll let that test
I've
go.
got empathic too, but I don't really care.
Good.
Do I have advantage?
No, definitely not.
Then
Yeah.
or I could spend is it worth spending a fortune point? I think I might spend a fortune point. Oh no, that fortune point won't help though.
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
It would just give me it would shift it from 0 to 1 success, and then would it trigger the talent?
Pardon?
That would be 2 successes. That's probably not going to be enough.
It's not going to turn it into a success if it's a fail.
I thought you could give one. You could go from the 0 success levels to.
If you've got a pass.
No.
No, if you don't have a pass, no, you can't.
Okay. We've absolutely done it that
Yeah,
way
I know
in the
you
past, but
not here.
okay. Stand a chance.
I mean, I do care a bit, but Lindsay cares.
I could just re-roll it.
And I roll
Yeah,
on
could you
her
do it?
behalf.
My
I
skill is
roll-
74. I could just re-roll.
I roll on her
Just do
behalf.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You know,
Elric
re-roll
is
it?
seemingly an actor.
Oh, I could re-roll it. I have a divination re-roll. I
oh,
shall
Do you?
re-roll it.
And
Sorry,
then
Anne.
Those hinges
Yeah,
needed
it's written- it's
oiling
written down.
on the
Well, I keep
cabinet.
tracking them now because I keep forgetting. So, are you fucking kidding me?
Worse.
Sigmar has betrayed you.
As we knew he would.
You've been a naughty boy.
that's a shame.
Deary me.
Just beautiful.
if I had. Oh.
like, Alan wife's like, yeah, something's up, but he's always like this. He's always grumpy.
Humans,
Hey.
right?
Birdie, you are feeling very, very odd. It's been creeping on you this last little 10, 15, 20 seconds, and it's just been sitting at... You know, Elric's really attractive,
He's so short.
but you really don't understand how exactly that's meant to be even. You don't understand. It's just an odd set of feelings.
She kind of looks at him appraising, like,
You're not going to do anything else.
and without even meaning to, she kind of twiddles a braid thoughtfully.
Whilst people are doing, thinking things, you may well have
You know what you've
continued the conversation.
Accidentally done.
What have I accidentally done?
You stabbed your fork into your thumb
Oh.
twice before you even realised you did it. But that's not the concerning bit.
It's pretty concerning, though.
It's the other bit that's a bit more concerning. You really want to do it again. It feels itchy.
The thumb feels itchy.
Yeah, willpower test. Cool, in fact.
Is it 'cause I'm cool? It could be, but it might not be too. I'm cool! 1% in!
Oh!
Yeah!
As
5 cool.
As you withdraw with a certain amount of horror,
Yeah.
blood pooling in your thumb and the pain lances through your thumb. It's exactly the same pain you were feeling before. It's not one of those moments where you go, oh, that feels a bit itchy and weird, and oh, actually, no, that's really sore. It's more, oh, that was always really sore. That's really sore. Why would I even do that?
Yep. Ow, 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 ow.
What?
Ow!
What? Why?
Ow. Okay, hang on a second. God, I feel shit. Pull out.
Have you not
pull out a
We
bandage.
have-
Could you hold this for me for 1 second?
Oh,
Right, thank you.
Father, we must get out there into the city and find out if other people are being affected by these strange feelings. Because if they are, then we'll need to do something urgently.
Can we go ask people in a bathhouse first? Though?
Yes. Yeah, sure. It sounds good.
I was going to say.
Birdie, you love the idea of a bathhouse.
I am so
Let
up
me.
for all that steam and nakedness and
I could do with sweating some stuff out. It's just
Spreading
Hang on.
some stuff up.
I go to like a sweating some stuff, not spreading stuff out, sweating stuff out. I go to like a looking mirror. I presume that there's one of those.
There is not.
Ah, fuck. Back of a spoon, and I'm just like looking, trying to look in my eyes to see
Cool test, please.
how sick. Oh,
Oh God!
oh no, no.
Oh, no.
Fortune point.
98.
Yeah,
Oh,
fortune point. Just
Sadly, not
Shit!
88.
Oh, it's close. The second one.
The second one is 87.
Definite 87. Cool.
Okay.
Not a
Fuck it out.
fumble.
No, that's a fail of three fails.
Everybody sort of falls silent as you watch Gerhardt do this. Start to shake as the spoon gets closer and closer to his eye.
Do I
Can
know?
we intervene?
Oh, of course you can!
Let him cook.
Can I have a contested strength test between the
Oh.
pair of you, please?
can I assist?
Can somebody strong grab his hand?
I think you're fine.
This is Gerhardt. I know,
monstrous.
this is Leopold.
I'm looking at
Four
his roll.
successes.
I mean, because I got one fail.
4 successes to wrestle the spoon from his grasp.
6 fails.
As he shakes, and the tip of the spoon just briefly scrapes across the edge of your eye as it's pulled back. And you let go, you're totally yourself again.
Father.
Yeah,
Once
no.
more.
Leopold's not even pausing for breath. He's gonna like put his hand on him and start praying over him because that's weird.
Do yourself pre-test.
Birdie kind of feels his arm as she takes the spoon.
Noodly.
10 successes.
But slightly squishy.
That's good.
Okay, as all ongoing effects bar one, you want to keep that cup, come to an end. You're cool, you have your own thoughts, you are fully aware of any oddness that you may have been involved with in terms of your thought processes. They don't feel alien, but they most certainly have come to an end in terms of pushing you in one direction or another.
All right. So that was weird. I very much wanted to do that. Thank you for stopping me, because 2 eyes is better. Oh, actually, I'm sorry.
Well, between us we've got 2.
True. That would have been. I just didn't want to be insensitive.
It's just too sad. She'll cry.
May I make a
The loss of
suggestion?
Lucas.
Lucas, yeah.
Do yourself an entertaining acting role, please.
No sharp objects for you today.
The same crit as last time. 44.
Bullshit elves!
There 14 successes.
Wow. Never has someone more convincingly cried over the loss of the very alive Lucas that is just one floor above you.
Are you acting sad?
In front of all of us who know the truth.
Yeah, but she's doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is
I-
acting as if he's dead.
Yes. True.
Gerhardt goes from, why did you, oh,
It's also really convincing.
Why do I get the
Yeah, like I'd
impression-
forgotten for a second. I thought, oh, wow, yeah, it's really sad that he's dead.
It is sad. Yeah.
but everything she says is true. Because what she's saying is things like, we're not going to see him again, and they've taken him away from us. Basically, like everything that Katrina said they were doing, but you could construe it as though someone's dead. So she's not lying.
It's tough to be separated.
Elves, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of
best lines
sharp
are true.
things, no one sleep near me at the moment. Not that there was really any risk of that, but just in general, I absolutely shredded my mattress last night. Not a euphemism. I mean it like it looks like somebody's just taken a halberd to it.
what did you do to my bloody bed?
Ah.
He says from the corner of the room. And may I ask one other question as well, just while we're here?
Yes, no.
Why didn't you open with the whole bed shredding, a line?
Listen, at the moment, we have got many, many problems piled on top of each other. This one is sort of near the top, right? But
This
not at
one's-
top.
This one's a big one, yeah.
So, and it's honestly, it's not that bad actually. So if you manage to get upstairs and look at it, which right now you're probably not going to do for a little while.
So if you hadn't mentioned it, you wouldn't have known anything about it.
Correct. So it's barely a scratch actually. It's completely fine.
Well, we'll find out when beds are turned, eh?
That we will. Yes, good, excellent.
So
When's that happen?
If only you turned it before, perhaps nobody would have noticed.
Yes, because it's a very small rip. So yes, no one would have noticed.
Hardly very walking in Sigmar's footsteps there, Father.
I'm just, postulating.
So
Lighthouse.
what?
Yes.
But yes, it would be good actually because I've sweated like a.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily sound like a good idea to me, but I just wanted to explore how many of us had bad dreams last night.
I did
Because
not
you
see
can't
it.
see the naked people.
Bad. Good. They're just words. I had odd dreams.
Unusual dreams.
Yes, I had those.
Yep.
Hammer just nods.
Yep.
I experienced Nils being eaten alive,
Oh.
and I felt like the entity had found us. Now that might have just been a dream, but it also might not have just been a dream because you weren't here again, right?
Well,
Well, I was just across the square.
That's not far enough. That's too far.
When
isn't
you're, do you think the next time you could be arrested, you could also be house arrested?
I'm
No,
not
he's not being
arrested.
arrested.
They are arresting me.
for
This
your
is not a
fashion
joke.
sense.
Yes, that's what they said. I'm not even lying, Elric. And the day before, it was for what was it? A bawdy display in public. Yesterday, it was because I wore a Talabecland dress. I'm telling you, you met her. She's awful. She's stupid and flippant and facile.
She didn't seem too stupid to me when she's telling us of her plan.
What plan? I don't know what you're talking about. She is such an idiot.
Were you not there when she was...
Wait, can I just, because
Yes,
I can't remember.
absolutely. Do you know what?
He
Worst.
wasn't in the room, right?
Who?
Hammer wasn't
he
in the room when
wasn't.
she was.
No.
I was like, yeah, maybe
What's her
this.
plan to have cake?
Yeah.
Honestly, if I have to go and sit and be arrested and eat cake again, I will throw myself off the palace towers. No, they're people.
What?
They're people, aren't they?
The Palace Towers?
You're
Yes.
eating people.
They're a team, but if they're quite sturdy, so they could probably stand and form a pyramid, and you could climb up and throw yourself off.
Oh, which
No,
reminds
I
me, I
wouldn't
need
like
some
that.
entertainment for my wedding, based upon display and also some things that Marguerite has sort of said. Don't suppose you fancy doing that for us?
Me,
Yes.
an entertainer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There,
What's
thank
the
you.
Warhammer equivalent of Sodom and Gomorrah?
I would appreciate that.
I will absolutely do that for you.
Okay,
It will
excellent.
be one of my wedding gifts to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Right, lovely.
It's quite cheered me up. Oh, but Lucas won't see him. Cries again.
He was going to be my best man. I presume that's a thing.
Whales. And the men of my howls.
Officiate, obviously.
Yeah, right. That's how that plays out. Yeah.
You have 7 best men.
When she's recovered. All aside, it might be good to go to the bathhouse because there might be people there that we can gossip with, talk to about Spartan. If other people have also been feeling hot today.
That's right.
Can you turn the water holy? With a blessing.
I don't believe I have that.
Like a big old,
Like you need like a priest of Manan for that, right?
We could be nowhere near the sea, but
Anyone got lore chaos?
No. Lore theology?
Lore chaos.
Can anyone
So I'm assuming
get that?
The
Quickly.
things we know, he doesn't know.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do we have to go to the bathhouse?
Yeah, I think it'd be quite nice.
You don't want it?
We should at
Bubbling
least
water.
check outside and see if everyone,
Yeah.
other people are
We're not
affected.
staying here. We know.
Yeah, I thought I heard hammering earlier. What are they building outside?
What? Don't know.
There was hammering.
Didn't I hear
Yeah,
hammering?
you heard it.
I thought I heard, yeah.
He heard it.
That's-
Did we?
Yeah.
No.
In the square, that's not good, is it?
What day is it?
You walk through the square. Did you not see anything?
Fourth day, I think.
So they're just setting things up for the day.
Great Park Stadium. Where are we? Grafplatz.
What time is it?
Square Marshals.
Pardon? Morning. You don't know what the time is. You've not been paying attention.
So early, yeah. So it was should
Oh.
have been,
Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
it should have been the Grass Champion today, but obviously they're doing something else. Burnabout, Fire Breathers, 12 till 1. Royal Gardens, 2 till 4. Life Sculpting. Great Park, 3 till 4. Horse Fair. Royal College, 3 till 5. Middenball Quarters. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was cancelled.
Quarterfinals.
Oh, right. Quarterfinals. That makes sense. I thought they were just doing. No. Burnabout, 3 till 5. Dwarf Valley Choir. I would like to hear that. Grafplatz, 5 till 7. Barnumble's Elephant Show. Burnabout, 6 till 8. Middenwall Quarters. Royal College, 7 till 10. The Barbarian of Vesely. Vesile?
The seal.
Vesely.
So they're probably setting up for the elephants then. Right?
Or the
Have you seen an elephant?
livestock? Well,
Might
they
be
are
good.
very big. Yes, I've seen one before. Are they?
No, they'll be doing the replacement for the Grass Champion final first in the Grafplatz.
I mean, someone could just go and look at the door.
Right.
Yes.
Well, do you know, is everybody ready and eaten?
I'm ready.
Betty, all good?
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you all later.
Right.
If you find out who Graf's champion is, kick him in the nads for me, will you?
We heard he was
I
from,
cannot promise to do
We-
that.
Birdie.
I can do that for you.
we heard it was someone from down the pit.
Cheers! Cheers!
Oh. Short-term ambition.
Short television. Grass champion.
So you're making your way up the stairs and out the front door.
Yeah.
Knight's Panther are there because this place is still.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marguerite's still under house arrest.
Yes, she is.
Oh, before we go, I just need to. And Lupo will disappear upstairs.
He just needs to.
Okay.
And then off he goes.
He should do a little divination because
Say a
he's
quick
feeling a little
prayer.
freaked out right now.
Having a moment of quiet contemplation,
Yeah.
are we, Father?
Tell me what you roll.
I
Stroke
rolled a
the bones.
61.
Excellent.
I hope that's okay.
In fact, I'd say perfect.
Oh, oh no! I mean, it is a
Things
success.
are
Yeah,
being
yeah.
tracked.
Some kind of tally. Ugh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an 8-pointed star.
So, as he pops off up and does himself a special little prayer, you
Maybe
can make
also
your way.
attempt to make his hair look better.
Do you need a hand with that?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
going to need a hand.
Come on, I've got a bit better.
And you make your way out. There on the outside, indeed, there are people who are already preparing. And by people, it's a mixture of ogres and halflings. Who are preparing for what is clearly going to be a show on the south side of the Grafplatz. However, over on the north side, they are also preparing for what, given that it's the same setup that they had the previous day, and you know that they've already determined who the Graf's champion is going to be, it's probably going to be some sort of ceremonial passing of Graf's champion or some similar nonsense, or they're doing something else there. But all the crowds are over there. The people who are setting up have got all the space in the world to do it themselves. And it's also rather amusing to see the extraordinary height difference between our skimming around 10-foot tall, tiny little 3-foot tall things, and also look at how similar they look as they're rolling along. One halfling in particular is standing on a red and white, what do you call it? It's a raised thing, like a platform.
Podium.
But I've got a nice sort of angle to it. It's not really a podium. A plinth, perhaps, yes. It's about
plinth.
a halfling and a half in width on the top, and he's standing on there looking very proud of himself, pointing at things and occasionally blowing a whistle.
A pedestal.
Pedestal sounds good.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You know how Alamenowife got told where the Wolf Palace was?
Yes.
Probably on this square.
It's not in this square.
It wasn't on this square.
No,
Okay.
it's on the inside of the Palace district.
I thought it was on this square, just
Nope.
outside. Okay.
inside the Palace District.
Anybody spot casting this morning?
No.
No.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Also on the list, things to do.
Sort out, yes. Right, so now that we're out and a little bit in the...
Bang, crash, crash. Doosh, doosh,
exactly
doosh,
what
doosh.
I'm talking about. Perfect. So now that we're out in a little bit of sort of noise and things like that, and you're here, right?
Are you going to sort out his hair?
Yes.
Do yourself a trade grooming
Grooming.
test, please.
If you're going to talk about what you're not supposed to talk about, you should still not talk about it.
No, I'm not talking
So,
about that.
2 successes, but I've only
That means
got
it's
5
done good.
advances. But
Yeah, no. Even if you fail, it's basically done.
Yeah.
If you pass, it's done well.
Oh, that's looking awesome.
If you fumble, it's hilarious for everyone else. But you know,
Thanks, Elevator White.
Looking good.
Just comments.
yeah, gets comments in place. So sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. Looking good. Yes, so I thought we could sort of actually have a bit more of a discussion around plans and things like that, because we've got loud noises and we've also got you. Are we sure that you being here does do, it's the veil and you cannot see and all that sort of thing, those who would wish to do that sort of thing?
Yes, but it won't affect if someone is listening,
Yes, which is what the hammer
Either.
is for.
magically or otherwise.
Okay. All right. And
You could move closer to them if you want that
Let's
banging.
move closer to the
Those just take a moment to consider.
I don't.
The ogres are almost 1.5 to almost 2 times any of your heights. Even the tallest of you, they are big. But again, if we take our typical human, say about so big, and then our ogre so big, our typical human's about this wide. Our ogre is about that wide. They are enormous. One ogre is more than all of you combined, and again, and possibly again. They are that big, and they are thumping by. Much like elephants, which you have indeed seen in your youth, as they're thumping at the far end of the work area where they are. There's an enormous pile of carcasses, animals, which are all clearly dead, and you presume is the payment for them finishing off their work. Standing by that is 4 halflings who are like this, like they could stop them, but. Apparently this is enough. One of the ogres passes by and yawns, and as he yawns, you see all of the fanged teeth. And the teeth behind those, and the teeth behind those deep inside their mouths. The teeth break out. They're all broken at the front as well, and as they break, they just get replaced from teeth further back in their mouths. And they can tear into anything by the looks of it. Truly horrendous looking creatures. Having said that though, yes, well, most of them are stripped off from the, waist up, not down. And their trews are looking particularly imperial. You can't help but think, yeah, they're not imperial. One of them's got a large tattoo on it. Over there, it says, And it looks like an ogre leg above it. And what you presume is blood.
Mm.
Do you think if they dress them up in an outfit, people will know what an elephant looks like?
No, but they definitely know what ogres look dressed up like.
Okay.
They're pushing the nails in with their thumbs.
What?
Tell you what, if we get our hands on, I don't suppose you could we.
How would we
You don't
feed
need another
one?
servant.
Well,
We don't.
I've just lost one. How could you think?
How could you think about replacing Lucas already?
Also, he was an advisor, not a. So
Look, he had a promotion from. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting into this.
do you want an ogre advisor?
No, but I wouldn't. I mean,
Would it make a difference?
it's certainly a different point of view on things, which is technically what you need for most advisors. Look, right. Can we just sort of get a little bit of a plan? Because that's always a good idea. You want to go to the baths?
Yes.
Why is this?
To clean up, because if we're going back into the palace, we don't want to look like this.
Oh, you legitimately.
I think I look pretty
He
good.
does.
Oh,
The
the steam
rest
in the
of you-
bathhouse is just gonna.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the bathhouse now. Get my hair done.
You legitimately just want to go to the bath. I thought it was sort of some clandestine, interesting thing. You just want to go.
She's been trying to get us to go to the bathhouse
I
for
want
days.
to have a bath. Also, I was thinking, this guy we're supposed to see, Swarsome. Then they say that he was seen with some kind of like peasant,
A common-looking woman.
a
who was
common-looking
blonde.
woman. So I think we should be going around
That's
looking
the
at
one you're
places.
looking for,
Yeah.
if you remember.
Because that will be our way in, and like, what better way to start conversations than in a bathhouse?
So you're hoping that by luck we go to the bathhouse and she happens to have gone to the bathhouse
No,
at a
but
point when the people who
she
are at the
might.
bathhouse
No,
when
look-
we're there happen to have also been there in order to tell us that they've seen it.
And a
Yeah.
common-looking blonde woman in Middenheim.
Yeah,
You know when
like
you
it's
call,
not the most efficacious of plans.
you know when you
She
call
could
me
be there.
you know when you call me an idiot.
But she could be there. You're right, but that would be a staggering coincidence, and we don't really want those, right?
I'm
True.
trying to avoid it.
However, if you just want to go to the bath, we can just go to the bath. Just say it. Just go to the
I
bath.
have
Okay, that's true.
multiple times.
All right.
But again, in terms of the pile,
Yes, I get that. Look, I'm feeling stressed and sticky.
How are the humans?
Sometimes-
Over at the human, not all human, almost all humans, area where they were preparing for more melee stuff or whatever it is they're doing, a banner is getting erected. It's clearly hastily made.
What does it say?
It says, "Well done, Stahlblau." Stahlblau, perhaps? You're not sure they know how to spell it. Stahlblau. It's Stahlblau. Blue, blow. Ah, well done. There's a smiling face at the far end of it and a little thumb up. It's not very well drawn. It's a bit more.
Bodhi, do you want to borrow my big hat? Because you're meant to be in somewhat cognito at the moment, aren't you?
I've got my own big
Yeah. I mean, I can see it obviously, but
from the very outset, and I also have a cowl that I wear to tuck up my braids into.
oh, fine. Or okay, that's all
Also,
right.
probably can't really be incognito in a bathhouse. Probably
I'd
stand
keep my
out
hat
more
up,
if you're
you're
just
alright.
wearing a hat.
Well, if you wear a hat in a bathhouse, that is a strange thing to do. Actually, yes. But no, look. Is it
Lindsay just passed it out.
right?
Not for those listening. She's not unconscious.
Crawled out the room.
Terrifying.
I just felt something brush past my foot, and it's like, what's
Meat
that?
pie, are you back?
Oh, no, it's like,
Thankful.
So, what are we doing?
Fine. I was going to reveal it at the bathhouse, but I guess I'll tell you now since somebody doesn't want to go.
One thing. I said one thing.
I need to ask all of you for your advice, and I don't know. I just felt like a good place to do it.
We can do it here.
Bang, 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 crash.
It's not quite.
Bang. Whoa. Well, Slim, watch this. As he uses
Halfling.
his friend's head. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, oh, as other goes. The nail is in his head. It's not on the side. Oh,
Amazing.
oh, and then pushes it in. Oh.
Useful.
Wow.
So what's wrong with this environment?
Oi! You stop that! Says a halfling. No messing around, you won't be getting any of your grub! Alright? No grub! Oh, sorry, boss!
Bathhouse.
Yes, I did thing, yeah. Okay. It's not too far away, is it?
No, I don't think
It isn't too far away. It's about, you think about maybe half an hour or more
we
walk.
were told.
Yeah,
beforehand.
you were aware that it's a particularly large bathhouse, so it should be fine.
is it not like right by the Temple of Ulrich?
It's pretty close to the Temple of Ulrich, yes. likely full of Ulricans.
Yeah.
The annex.
Yeah. That are like heavily infiltrated by cultists of the ruinous powers.
But
Don't
we'll be
worry
able
about
to
it, you worry too
see,
much.
Because they'll be naked, so if they've got signs of the painters.
That
on
is a
them,
good
we'll be able
point.
to spot
We're
them.
assuming that it's the painters that have infiltrated that. We don't know that. We just know that it's evil cultists.
Okay, so they might have some other symbol of the ones I forget.
Or they might be
Pseudo-
clever cultists who don't brand themselves with their loyalty.
We've never met one of those yet. I don't think they exist.
You never knowingly met one of those yet.
She starts looking at you appraisingly.
Oh, for goodness sake.
We'll go to the bathhouse.
We're going to the bathhouse.
The gods.
Yes.
For a short-lived people, you take a long time to make a decision.
We were waiting for you to return.
I was
As
right
they
here
make their way
over there.
off,
I was right here.
and Chancellor
Whole time.
Sparsome crosses over the square behind them
What?
and makes his way to the palace.
You fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Best detectives.
And they make their way off.
But we don't want coincidences.
Downhill.
I mean, coincidence. I mean, let's go find his house. Oh, look, there he is coming out of his house.
Down
Oh,
some
he's there.
steps.
Fucking
Around
bathhouse.
the huge temple of Ulrich lies down below where you currently are. The big dome of it at the top. It is an enormous complex. From this angle, you can see that it is clearly an enormous fortified complex with high walls all the way around. An open space out to the front, a space that's large enough to take entire regiments of men. Large barracks, and the smell on the wind of a lot of horses, the stables. As you make your way down and then turn left in behind where the temple is towards where you hope, assuming the directions are correct, that you'll find yourself at the bathhouse.
Oh, wait, is Leopold the one who knows the way?
Oh, he knows exactly where it is.
Oh, I can't find it. Oh, shame! Oh, I could have sworn it was there. Oh, well.
Can I hear running water somewhere?
Can I smell the bathhouse with my acute sense smell?
Do you have lower Middenheim?
No, but I do have a really good nose for
You
sight.
don't have
do
to
have
have
a
Lord
midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
You do have a
And a good nose for sight.
Just so
Lord
used to saying
Midnight
no,
will
I
do.
don't.
Lord Midnight will do.
It's a
like I can
fail.
see it. It's there.
It's a fail.
Do you have
Clearly
more smelling
not-
bathhouses?
Not somewhere that you've ever been before. The bathhouses, you don't even know what the bathhouses would smell like. That's the main issue.
Weirdly clean.
Or maybe not.
Oh, the sluice
Yeah,
water.
you don't know. Yeah, you can lead them there if you wish to do so. You've got your directions if you wish to do so as well.
I was just gonna follow directions because I don't trust.
Right.
the fun.
He's already. You think it's this way? Navigation test.
Oh god.
We're going to walk into the Purple Hand meeting.
Coincidence!
It's just a given.
0 success.
So you're down a back alley somewhere in Middenheim. You're definitely behind the Temple of Ulrich somewhere. You've gone past some pretty impressive houses. The worst thing is you think you actually saw the bathhouse from above. And then you went in that direction and you found out that you're now currently way lower than where that bathhouse should be. And possibly it's up there somehow, but you are actually pretty helplessly lost.
It's a shame you
Some of
didn't
you
know
are
where it was,
anyway, yeah.
Father.
Do we really, are we lost? Do you not know where it is?
I'm not entirely sure where the bathhouse is, no. I can navigate us back to the Platz where we started, though.
Is he lying?
He's not the best liar.
He's actually a pretty good liar.
Go acting, go for
It's
it.
fellowship based.
Yeah, it is. Totally.
How are you gonna
Go
stand
for
up
it.
against
Entertain
Lee's
acting. Go
Chris?
for it.
She's very perceptive,
Entertain acting. Go
unfortunately.
for it. Yeah.
Oh, I passed, but no successes.
6 success.
Yeah, he's lying. He clearly doesn't want to be hanging around at a bath. He clearly wants to be pressing on with whatever awfulness that lies ahead of you.
So what do you want to suggest? Where do you know the way to?
Back to where we started.
How convenient.
Well, I remember the steps we took.
I do too.
Great. You can also navigate us back there then.
Oh no, not those steps. I meant metaphorically.
Oh.
I was expressing discontent. Could you not tell? It
No.
must be the dwarf connection. So literal.
It's more that I can't really perceive you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
It's quite insulting as well. Just I can't perceive you. Oh,
No, I mean,
Look,
I know you can't. I know you can't.
If
What
you
are we
two
going to
can
do?
put aside whatever this is, Yume said she wanted something. I mean, is an alley as good a place as any?
You've passed by somewhat recently, let's say a hawking shop, because it feels like the pies that they offer are almost certainly going to be similar to something that you get from a standard hawker on the street.
This isn't the shop where I acquired meat pie, is it?
No, it's absolutely not.
Just checking.
This is not your part of town. You're quite outside your standard area of influence.
Good, because you don't want to know what goes into those.
But there is a pie shop over there if you wish to have a pie and sit down.
Yeah, I guess.
Pies. Who's paying for the pies?
Here's your treat as you wanted us to go here.
Silver shilling
Birdie's
for everyone's.
No, but
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. As you're sitting down round a slightly wobbly table, all tucking into pie,
No.
except for the elf.
Just wasted money. Kicks it
No,
away.
someone can have it.
I'll eat yours very easily.
Good.
Is
How
it
the
hot?
mighty have fallen.
It's hotish, yeah.
No, Elric's not eating
Why do you
his.
have a thing in
You
them?
can heat it up.
No, it's the fact that it's even approaching hot. He doesn't
That's
want hot
still
stuff
there,
right
isn't
now.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm making decisions based on thinking
Yeah.
that's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Eat up.
I eat too.
Yeah.
I mean, are you sure?
So you're blind, but you still blind, but still perceives weight. It's a lot about your
I can perceive
character.
him.
A lot about your character.
Mass.
Perceives you.
It's just mass.
Is Elric still super visible?
Mm-mm.
Did that go when
Lie
the
down,
prayer
yes.
went?
Yeah.
I'll play my flute to pass the time for
Oh.
you all. And
Perfect.
perhaps get some money from the local passers-by.
But
Plays flute.
Do you have a license for that?
What?
During
Yeah.
the festival, you'll need a license to perform in the streets.
but do you not? Yume wants to tell us something that we
Let's
don't
just-
want to draw a crowd to. We've come out of the way.
Is that what we're doing now?
Yes.
Because it's what she said.
No, I didn't.
There was a
didn't have
moment where she just left, sort of disappeared. Almost.
No, I'm sorry. I thought she just wanted a bath. I am
I
so
don't want
sorry.
a bath.
Yume. I will be
Um,
quiet.
I
I'm
need
putting my
to-
flute away.
So the reason why I wanted the bath is also because my hair is dyed at the moment and I would like to wash it off because it would be an extra disguise. And I'm assuming the water at the house would get dirty and then you guys wouldn't be able to use it. It just felt like the easiest way of dealing with it. But once I had the bath, I was going to approach you all and share the fact that things have changed a lot for me and that I've been trying to figure things out and I've been struggling and I wanted all your help, but you've all been a bit cranky and it was hard to bring up. I was hoping you could.
Oh,
I was hoping you could each help me suggest something from your experiences to see if maybe it could help me figure something out. Gerhardt already did. You suggested I should read a book.
Yep.
And that had mixed results. I would probably prefer not to do that one again. Unfortunately. But it did get us out alive, so that was nice.
Right. Is this related to what Jiro was helping you with?
Yes, and what my father said, I don't know, I can't remember if that was in Nipponese, so I don't know if you heard, but he just told me to be myself, and I don't particularly know who that is.
Oh, you man. Got our arm around her.
But even if I did, that's really vague. How do you be yourself? Like, what does that even mean?
What are your
I can help
titles
you
again?
Currently, not much.
Well, that's
She's
sort
an
of how I've
exile.
done things.
She's in exile, remember?
She's
Okay,
an
so
ex-Yume.
that's
That
true.
means you
Dead.
get to decide who you are.
I think the only one really who they are is the father. Everyone else of these people pretend to be different people all the time, but
Such a lie.
daggers. Literally staring daggers.
How many daggers?
All of them.
All of Birdie's daggers.
Right.
All of them.
Note that down. 15 daggers.
15 daggers,
15 daggers
coming
done.
at you as soon as I can make them. But no, it's true. Like, you have had different lives.
That is true.
Whereas Leopold is Leopold. He's always Leopold.
True. And I was
Except when he isn't Leopold and he's a shadow person for weeks on end.
true. That is very true.
Point.
So you think I should decide for myself?
Well, I think you have to. I think that's what.
But how do you pick? There's so many things you could be.
That's what being an adult is.
You try them all on for size and see what sticks. And trust me, it's not easy. I'm still trying to work it out.
And actually, it's not what sticks because it's never over because you're always becoming who you're going to be. That's what life is.
Ratcatcher, Bargy, who knows what next?
You don't think of it as a goal you can attain. It's a journey that you're on.
We use the word journey. We're going to have to slap
But
Leopold.
practically speaking, your family who have gone through this and realized their powers
Yes.
were not, from what I understand of your culture, allowed to express themselves freely.
No.
On the contrary, they employed a rather structured approach.
Yes.
So one thinks perhaps that your father is using you, as parents often do, to fulfill the wishes that he wishes he had had when he was that age. So it must be taken with a pinch of salt. I believe that is the phrase.
Possibly.
What do you mean her people control?
So she uses her fans for fan magic, and she cut a tree in two. She wants to unlock her powers. Her
What?
father told her to unlock her powers, she needs to be herself. But I counter that with, I doubt he was allowed to be himself when he was unlocking his powers. I would imagine he followed a very strict regime imposed upon him by his family.
You used your fans to cut a tree in half.
The most impressive part of all of that is the queue that's sitting beside the lovely vendor. They're all doing this.
You may well take off her hat and go, just a copper, just a copper.
We don't have a license for that.
We're just
We're just rehearsing again.
Entertain acting test.
4 successes.
Oh, yeah. You told them. Oh!
I'll do an elaborate
Bloody mummers. I'll have 2 of their steak pies, please. Steak.
But yes, no, you do have a point. I'm sure I did all the theoretical stuff with Jiro, but that didn't seem to help either. But perhaps I'm not in the right mindset.
Doesn't seem like you've had a moment to yourself since all that happened. Maybe you just need some quiet time to think, which you're not going to get.
Maybe I need a bath.
Maybe you do, because I've been thinking, do you have the power contained within you? Like, if you arm wrestled me, who would win? Well, either of us. I'm not that strong. But my point is that perhaps amongst you, perhaps it is you channel some kind of energy, and you need to allow yourself to be open to that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and
But
perhaps
not
in
too
your
open,
and perhaps
like him. But no, this is true though.
Yeah.
Being
Okay.
too open can lead to more things coming through, or
so
lack of control.
exactly. So right. So if you were in your own place,
Uh-huh.
the energy around you.
Uh-huh.
Shall we move?
Where are you moving to?
Just like walking. So like we're not like talking when people are standing nearby.
That sounds good.
Right.
Making your way through this. But where is our ultimate goal? Where do we intend to head to?
Well, apparently we're going back to the graph.
God, we're so
let's just move
ineffective.
forward. I don't care as long as it's somewhere different.
We're just aimlessly wandering. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is great.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. The
No
whole thing.
coincidence. No.
Yeah, but at least we then get to the position. You know what I mean? Yes, coincidence is bad, but at least then we're doing something rather than it's not just like, oh no, we're in the wrong place. If it is a coincidence that these things trigger, then just go forwards, get the thing done, and then we deal with the outcome.
You know,
right?
Go to the palace.
I learned a really good phrase recently. It's farts in the fog. I think it describes us really well.
Yeah. That should have been our group name.
Because we smell.
Yeah.
So where are we heading as you discuss this?
Palace.
Heading up towards the palace.
Sure.
Sound good? As you're making your way back up the stairs that you recently walked down?
Okay,
Splish splash in the
so
bathhouse.
So in your
open but not too open.
no, wait, I hadn't finished my
Okay.
theory. So if you were in your own place,
Uh-huh.
then the energy would be all around you.
Uh-huh.
So following a strict regime
Uh-huh.
would be good because there'd be so much of that energy that you would have to learn to channel it. So your father.
Yeah.
But here, there might not be much of the energy that resonates with you, but you are of the place you came from. So maybe he's right. You need to be yourself to allow that energy to be attracted to you, like the winds of magic are attracted to light.
Now, I'm not going to say it's a coincidence because that would be an unfortunate thing to say. But that is the point when you reach the top and you can see right back down over. There is the Temple of Ulrich and there is the bathhouse again. There it is right down there. The steam rising up from it, but Chancellor is most certainly not there. Gosh, darn it. The bathhouse you're never going to find.
I would just say open it up, risk the consequences.
You've had your go already.
Yeah, no,
you
I
said
know.
book.
Risk the consequences of destroying your bed and everyone around you who's sleeping within 20 feet.
But
This is what we're talking about.
no, I understand that. But here's the thing, right? That could have gone terribly, and it hasn't.
And it still can go terribly.
Yes.
It doesn't mean just because it happened once and it wasn't bad, it won't be bad again.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
Um,
Alamena White has a question.
So, but saying to her just open up is no good because she doesn't know what that is and how to do it. So you need to find a way to connect with your deepest sense of self.
What about meditation?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to do that?
Not
That's
really.
that's something that I find really helps me sort of calm down and find myself amidst all the visions. And I know you meditate too.
Yeah,
don't you?
helps me be the cheery person that I am.
That's not really an outfit for
You
meditation.
should have seen me
You should see him
before.
before you
Okay. Meditation. That's a practical thing I could try.
And that's something we can help.
We can guide you through, yeah.
What do you most associate with home in terms of familiar things?
Yeah, I mean, my childhood was a bit weird, to be honest. But I guess spirits. The fox was there from a certain age.
Don't think about that.
I was
Don't
thinking
think
more
about
along the lines of food or
Oh, there.
things you used to do or games you used to play.
I am a bit worried because we heard about Carberg, right? Apparently, a big part of the population that had left Altdorf had been there, so I am a little bit worried about what happened to them. I would like to find out if we can, and perhaps some people left and came here, so there might be some people Nipponese.
Take a
Alright.
good couple of weeks before
Yeah.
news would arrive up from that far away.
The problem with sieges is it's hard to get news out from them.
Yeah.
And particularly if it's literally yesterday when we
Yeah.
first found out the siege was
It
even
is.
in place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
when you were with your friends before us, your Ronaldan friends, the ones that you told us about, do you feel like you belonged with them?
I guess so, like as much as you can.
How did that feel?
Like I was rebelling against my parents mostly.
All right, that's not a bad thing. That's a reasonable identity. What are you doing at the moment? I'm a rebel. Done. It's an identity. No, anything is. I am a doctor. You are a magister. Well,
Wizard.
you will
Wizard,
be.
yeah.
You will be at some point. But just a title helps. Priest, ratcatcher, elf,
Bargee.
bargee.
Oracle.
But a title. A title helps.
That does remind me, I was thinking of going by Tsume since I used it in the fight, and it removes me further from the family are not supposed to have. So
Sume.
yes.
Sume the rebel.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Not bad. Quite hardcore, actually.
What does it mean?
As you arrive back on the Grafplatz,
I mean, do you
the ogres are currently gorging down at the five end. All 6 of them sitting around, and they're just holding bits of animal. Blood pouring down their faces.
Kind of glad we walked away from that part.
The halflings are around in their own little circle, where they've got a big pot, and they've got bowls, and they're just scooping in and nattering amongst themselves as they eat away.
Do you think that kind of paradoxical irony is what your father would have meant?
What do you mean?
That the way to find yourself is to pretend to be someone else?
It's always worked for me.
Did it?
Perhaps.
You'll never know.
I was also
But will you?
I was also thinking, I don't know, I've been thinking about this whole idea of like what we perceive is what is in front of us, because here as
Speak
far
for yourself, love.
from what I understand, but that you exemplify that because you can't perceive anymore. You see the truth of what the thing is, but because we perceive, we get to choose what the thing looks like, right? So the fox was a fox to me because I thought it was a fox.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps if I just get better at thinking it's a fox, it will become a fox.
Yes.
And me being worried about it and being scared of it is making it more powerful and more like what it isn't.
But
Have a
was it a
contest,
fox,
please.
though?
Sorry?
Like, did it not make you think it's a fox rather than you think it's a... But that,
One success.
That didn't count the number.
Oh, 16.
the tally again.
Oh, I do. Oh, no. I mean, +1 cool to resist nobles.
Fine. Good.
Okay,
Nothing.
sure.
All good.
Oh my god.
That halfling stew. How's that? That looks quite tasty, doesn't it?
Well, it's over there, and you can smell it, and it does smell kind of tasty. It's their stew, obviously, and they're
I've learned stuff about halfling culture, though. They don't have a concept of ownership.
Except maybe food.
Go nick their stew with all their ogre pals.
Listen, pre-stream, halfling stole all my money. So now I'm getting food.
You deserved it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You did. You were horrible to them.
Okay. Birdie, do you have anything to add other than pretend to be somebody?
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it
Choose
till you
what
make
you
it.
think you might want to be. Try
over
and
at the north
emphasise.
end of the Platz. A huge cheer goes out as a chap has his hand up in the air like so, and he's over there. He's small. Literally, it's just a massive noise. But you can see that he's on a nice raised dais. He's there, and there's a small entourage off towards the side. You've got a cute sense of sight. The princess herself is there presenting him with what appears to be a large chain that's going around his neck with some form of medal or another. This is probably the new Graf's champion who is being currently invested, although one presumes he's going to move into the palace itself later and will need to make some sort of form of oath or similar to the Graf.
I think it's a new grass champion. Look.
It might be your only chance to.
Let's go.
Please don't kick him in the nuts.
I was going to use my knee. It's much more soft.
No, please don't.
I'm not going to. Just wanted to get a look at her.
So large crowds have gathered. They're around about 15 deep. So large crowds have gathered. All around on the edges, there's various entertainers. Some of them juggling, some of them making heckles and jokes. Others doing some sort of terrible attempts to, let's say, be mummers.
Not as good as us.
Exactly. They clearly are not as good as you. There's somebody there with a clack, clack, clack puppet show and has no tent or equivalent, just literally clack, clack, clacking away. 2 wolves that are talking to each other. Small amount of laughter.
Just a
Yeah.
That's just terrible.
Spot on. And over there, let's charitably call him a jester. He definitely has dingly bells on the end of his hat, but it's not a jester's hat, nor is it motley. It's just more, it looks like he's put on a hat today, and he's attached some bells on, and is attempting to get himself a few extra coins by capering in the corner. It's deeply unimpressive. You have seen better capering from Elric. And Elric is not a well-known caperer. As he sits there...
Gets a few drinks in him.
Yeah. Capering away. The core of the crowd itself, though, is gathered around to watch the princess. And all the Knights Panther that are embanked on her side. And the new champion. The new champion is not the tallest man. He's not the shortest either. He's of average height. He looks really stocky, though. Very muscly. And a man who's probably, you guess, in his late 30s. Does he look like he probably kick ass and chew gum, but be all out of gum? Yeah. Yeah, he does look like the sort. He has the sort of face, though, that does suggest that he's been in a fight or 5. His nose is slightly off. One ear is a bit cauliflowered. And his way of dealing with royalty is this. Not even looking at her. As the chain is placed around and the calls. Bradford! 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 Goes all the calls.
Taking a moment, because obviously I can see over most people. We're not being observed, are we? Can I spot anybody who's
No.
watching us rather
No. Not in the slightest. Definitely not.
That last definitely not was very suspicious.
He's doing a tally.
What are you talking about?
We're in the clear.
By the way, we were gonna check as well. Are other people looking like they've had a rough night?
Oh yeah.
Seem fine. Everyone seems fine.
The halflings and ogres seems.
Yeah.
But the halfling and ogres might not be, affected in the same way.
They're still people, Sage.
We're still people.
Yeah, I was looking
They
up
are.
for that as soon as we came out.
Yes, you
when
were,
we
and I did not
rounding-
make any particular
No,
comment
you
on it.
didn't, yeah. So it maybe was the...
Onwards to the palace.
But what are we doing actually at the palace? Like, we can't just go in.
No, you can't kick a door in and go, we think you might be this person, and then what? Need some sort of evidence.
Shall we find out where Sparsum's house is and what's the word?
Loiter.
Loiter.
Oh,
And how are we going to find this out?
Also, shouldn't we...
Excuse me, mate. Where does Spartan live? Probably not quite that bluntly.
Shouldn't we also check in on Kristen? Didn't we say
Yes.
that, like, you've had a weird...
Kirsten would be good. That can tick both boxes. We can see if she's okay. If not, we can say,
But doesn't she?
Is she not also at the palace?
yes.
But,
Yes.
but perhaps that, she was so kind to us, we could leave her a message.
Yeah, I thought Shmihama was expecting her back last night.
Well,
She
more
wasn't
reason.
there, was she?
But maybe she came back and she left early.
Well, we should check whether he's had word from her.
Yeah, let's do
Back
that.
to Schmiedraber's house. Nice panther there.
But that also lets
Beautiful
us.
full circle.
That also will let us see,
He might know her.
in terms of if we think it is the influence of the tainted cup. If we get there and he's all hot and bothered again, then
I'd better go check and make sure it's still locked away.
He's in the front room drinking, listening to the crowds outside.
do I have to test to be able to go with him this time?
Yes.
Why would you? Why would you?
Well, to the tainted cup that he held on to for ages earlier.
He's just checking.
It's dead sauce.
I passed, but
Yeah, he's fine.
it'll be fine. It's fine.
Can I do any tests to break it?
You'd never break that cup.
Come on,
Ever.
deep down, Elric knows.
That is the best cup that he has ever cupped.
It's the most glorious cup he's
I'm
ever
gonna
seen.
die for this cup. You all will probably die for this cup.
Could,
This cup. Yes.
surely he went upstairs into downstairs after stating that he was gonna go look for that cup. Can we
No, the cup is upstairs.
It is
these guys are
upstairs.
a bit-
No,
Yeah,
no,
we're
it
going
is,
right
but
direction, yeah.
we thought it was going...
No. He said
No.
it's in the weapon cabinet, which was upstairs.
Which is
Oh,
upstairs. Yeah, he's going in completely correct
the weapon
direction.
cabinet
Not
is upstairs.
stupid.
Yeah,
I
he's
just-
spot on. And yeah, it's still there. Nobody's run off with it. That's good. Because obviously that would be bad if they had.
Elric looks thirsty.
Shut up, Ed. Get off my shoulder.
Not even go
Um,
It's not. It's me. It's not.
with
good.
Schmiedhammer, he's sitting there with his alcohol as he looks up and he goes, you all back then? Any luck?
Now, how are you feeling?
Like I could do with another drink.
Has Kirsten come back?
No, she bloody hasn't.
She sent word or anything?
No, she's not bloody done anything. She's probably not coming back.
What makes you think that?
Well, we covered this other day. I'd rather not cover it again.
Oh,
Oh, fuck off. Aye, fucking oh. Fuck, and I've lost my bloody job as well.
All right.
Do you think? Obviously. Do you think you'd be able to get word to her in the palace?
Oh, I've got no clout at all anymore.
Even like a friend who
No.
might take a message?
I've got no friends at Palace. They hate me, every last one of them.
Even the servants?
Particularly the bloody fucking servants.
Year of making enemies.
Shakes his head. Fucking hate the place. I'm glad to be done with it, but fuck.
That's a slight change. It seemed like
Um,
you and yeah.
I'm so
fine.
sorry.
Right. Well, best of luck with whatever it is that you're doing. It's probably not worth it anyway.
No. Enjoy your day.
Father, maybe
As
check
you
on
just coming
Margaret.
back.
Sure.
I'm recommending. I'm not going up
Yeah.
there.
We'll head up.
What are you heading up for?
Marguerite.
Marguerite.
Yeah, she's upstairs, currently knitting. Clack, clack, clack. With a book sitting on a pedestal beside her. She looks up. You have to go past the Knights Panther first.
Yeah.
Who are happy to let you talk, talk, talk. And she'll go, come. Clack, clack. Ah, father. Turns the page over. What can I do for you?
Just came to check in on you and see when we went outside. It didn't seem like other people had a particularly rough night, which may mean it was the influence of the cup. The cup still being here, I just wanted to check.
That
it
is a
wasn't-
good sign.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little more comfortable. At least the thing's locked away, she
Yeah.
says. It does suggest that it's a conduit for whatever it is that it is attached to. That bears some thinking. I know very little about this cup. You know, perhaps if you see Sigfeder, you could ask him to look into it in the Collegium Theological.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Poor old Schmehammer's in quite a.
Yes, well, he's lost his job and his potential future wife.
Yeah.
I imagine that has caused him distress. She says,
Right, you
have
are?
you had any luck with Sparsum?
Not yet. No, we're struggling to think how we can get into or get a message into the palace.
Have you gone to the gates and asked?
Not yet. No.
Hmm.
We can give that a try.
I mean, I imagine the worst they can do is say no.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've sort of assumed they would say no, but you're right. We could ask.
Feels like a waste of our time, though, when it's really important, our time. Let's have a debate.
Is that everything?
Yes. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Indeed.
Down below, he goes, fuck it, I'm going for a piss. He says, pass me bucket, will you? Someone pass me a bucket.
Foot shove, slosh it over to him.
This seems like a good time to
Don't
go.
be that.
On the way out, jumped in. No.
Be whatever you want to be. Well, why is he so upset about losing his job? He always knew it was a year.
No,
Well,
it's
he's
not
had
a
it
year.
for a few years.
No, you
now.
could win it again the second
Yes,
time.
and he was planning to win it again.
And then he got
I thought he
possessed.
wasn't. I thought he was planning to not.
No,
No,
he was planning
hoped.
to retire. But realistically, you'll see when we're outside, that's the kind of thing people say, I'm going to retire. But the reality is he had a powerful, beautiful wife to be to upkeep. They're going to retire sometime, probably when she's sorted something out. Now, she doesn't want him.
Or Well, that's not what's actually happened.
We don't know.
We are outside now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That seems to be different from how she originally started that conversation.
Yes, but originally she didn't know that he was sleeping around. She thought he'd been taken over by that one person that one time in the showboat. One assumes since then she's been asking questions and she's found out the truth.
Do you think so?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Interesting. I don't usually pick up the
Did
social
I miss
cues.
something? I don't.
No, exactly. This is my point, right?
How do we know he'd been sleeping around with more than one person?
Oh,
Because
Well, you're not listening to the man.
the person,
clearly not.
the person that you saw that she was stabbing, wasn't the whole point that she'd been sleeping with him?
I thought she was the one. I didn't realise that there was more than one.
Yeah, I thought there was one.
Well,
That
there
we
was
knew
at
of.
least one. That's more than just the person he was supposed
He
to
didn't
be.
No,
know.
but I thought she was the person that he was
No,
supposed
he
to have
didn't
slept
recognize the person in the inn, so it can't
with.
have
He
been.
didn't
a-
recognise the person who ensorcelled him.
Yes, but
That's
so
not
there's at least
necessarily-
two.
I thought
But did you
the-
not listen to the subtext? The reason he didn't want to tell us about the person who ensorcelled him was because he and the boys were on a wolf night, or whatever they call it here, and she was part of the entertainment. There was clearly a potential string of them. And then, the first time I encountered him was when someone told me he was having an affair with, what's her name again?
Petra.
Petra. And then it turned out that, oops,
Yeah.
no, that must have been confused. But the
Nonchalant.
person I found it out from was very certain about it. So we immediately know he's stringing along two people to the extent that they both thought they were in a relationship with him.
The other thing that we did sort of kind of try and
outside of his
Tease.
house, and then
tease apart
I'd
is
like
whether
to think we're walking.
Yeah.
Nah, by the window. He's
With it
fucked
open,
mate.
yelling at
He's
it.
fucked it.
is whether the acts of Raya were undertaken during the ensorcelment or not, which it seems like maybe they were, maybe they weren't. So sort of when ensorcelled, sort of that was forgiven because, well, he didn't know who he was and all that sort of thing. But
So it was clear that they were not, but I helped him cover that up with Kirsten. Were you not in the room when I was doing
Well,
this?
you
Perhaps
do a
you covered
lot
it
of
up too well.
things.
Apparently so.
You do a lot of things
I
that sort
don't
of
know.
just
I
seem
might
strange.
have been thrown off by the death of my novitiate. Maybe I wasn't on my best. I'm sorry.
No, he
I
was alive
apologise for
then.
missing
But this
that.
was before that. This was before when
Yes.
we found out he was ensorcelled to begin with in the room with the wizard, and he was saying all the things about the showboat, and we were interrogating him, and he was saying things like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that," or "Oh, my fiance," and I was saying, "No, don't worry, just a
And
boys'
there's the
night out."
palace gates ahead of you.
I was just,
Thank the
Birdie, if we just
stars.
keep moving, they'll follow us.
They're walking along.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want them to follow us?
Bigger distance.
Yes. Well, I can lengthen my stride. What about you, short ass? Come on.
I'm quick.
Ooh.
Wow.
Piggyback.
Quickly.
No, not when you were looking at me like that earlier.
And
She
there
sort of
is the
smacks.
palace gates as the
So your bride-to-be had a suggestion. We could just ask.
or you could also go in and say you're here to do your doctory stuff.
Good. Like it better. Didn't I compose a letter? I did.
Yes.
That was already said.
That has been delivered.
Yes.
So now we are waiting.
That's
for
our
that.
in.
Is it though?
Yes.
What?
Who's going to announce you?
Maybe we could ask to speak to Kirsten.
Well, you're here as a doctor, not a noble, aren't
Why
you?
don't we just
Exactly.
ask if Chancellor Spasm is in office? We want to speak to him about an official matter. Elf business.
Feel like it might be a bit
That
more
probably
than that.
will work.
But we could try it. No, certainly. It'll get us through the gate.
Maybe
I
he
mean-
takes,
I mean,
officer.
potentially with one of you two asked, it might work.
Or both of us.
Sure.
In fact, tell them we're here to see
We could
him.
wink.
You're going to
Well,
say,
we
it
ask.
in, say it in
Right, let's
tandem
do
and
it.
then just
Let's do
wink.
it.
Yeah.
We're here to see
And what
Chancellor
are
Spasm.
we doing behind them? Just like the idiots.
Sneak in behind.
You're his
Yeah, that's
hunter.
not how it works at a big gate.
We're not with them.
Hey, do you want to try?
Oh, look, a hippogriff.
Maybe we could borrow a coat off of one of the ogres. We could all get inside. Instead of like three halflings on each other's shoulders, we're
I'm
like,
Definitely the base.
Why don't we do? Why don't we
saying-
hedge
are
our
we-
bets? We
We're
go
doing
one.
all of this in front of the gate.
Well, no, like
you're
a little bit.
chatting
Couple of
amongst
hundred
yourselves.
meters away.
Yeah.
Why don't we
10
do?
meters.
Excuse me, guards, while we discuss how we're going to deceive you.
Why don't we,
Turn around.
why don't we hedge our bets? Do half and half. So you go for the hello. We'd like to come in because we want to have the conversation with
Chancellor's
Spawn.
the chancellor. Thank you. And then the other side. Hello, I am a doctor. I here to do doctorate things. Can you please let me in?
Yes, but you sent a letter, and
Yes.
protocol is you wait for a letter to get back.
No, letter can announce one.
No.
No.
Ah.
No, that's not true. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't
You
take
still can't.
advantage
Yes,
anyway.
exactly.
You absolutely can follow up.
You got to push through things.
You're
This is
concerned
this is
about
the
the
thing where-
patient. They've been sick for a while. You want to make sure you can get started
Exactly.
sooner
Yeah,
rather than
yeah,
later.
But you
absolutely.
have to say it like that. Not
That's
just
fine.
I send a letter, I'm coming in. Say, send a letter, the person's very ill, I'm a doctor, it's part of my oath, all of that.
Look, I'm the
good at
doctor.
acting.
All right, I'll do it. I know.
Guess we can be assistants.
Just taking notes on what was said in a really useful way.
Is Gerhardt marching
Sick
off by
equals
himself?
Bad.
No,
Or-
I'll need some people.
He'll need a nurse. I'll be your nurse.
No,
You're
you're
doing
going
the-
No,
the
you're
other
doing
thing.
the other one.
Oh, yes.
Right. You may
Unless you do as
Yes,
nurse,
I
then just
will
turn
be
back around.
your
and
No,
assistant.
assistant. Good. We'll use the. Yeah, no, that's fine. That works. And Father, would you join me?
Sure.
Excellent. Just in case he passes. Actually, no.
I'm not a priest tomorrow.
Yeah, that's probably a priest of all.
Haven't we had that conversation a few times as well?
Okay, so
I'm not priest of more.
Would there not? I'm sorry. Would there not be a better argument to have the wizard and the priest want to speak to Sparsum regarding
Yes.
the taxes?
Oh.
With the elf.
We want to make a formal petition.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's a good split.
Mm.
Nice.
I'm welcome with you.
And then yes, okay, fine. So, wizard, priest,
Lore made
elf.
mind test.
Or walk into a bar.
We're not.
One success?
That's enough.
No, that won't
No,
work.
because there's individual commissions. You go to them, and the commission speak on your behalf. He doesn't speak to anyone. He speaks to the commission leads, the commissioners.
Oh,
But
so
have
that's,
they,
that's not a goer.
is
So,
it likely
I
that
suppose
they
if
were
we go
sent
find
away?
the commission, and then
You'd need to go to the commission, yeah.
yeah,
The commission
could we do
for.
that?
I mean, you could if you knew what it was.
Is that something we could find through gossip?
It's near the bathhouse.
Yeah, very
That
possible.
would be hilarious if it is. Next door at the bathhouse. Oh, look, what a coincidence!
So would his commission not be like the
Well, what
the Wizards
commission?
Guild? Like
Yes.
yeah, and would yours
Absolutely.
his not be the High Capitular?
Yes, but I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the elf. Because the elf, then that'd be non-human concerns.
Yeah, so I wouldn't need one.
So no, you would go
I'd
to the
need-
commission of non-human concerns.
Oh, there's one of those.
Quite this. Yes, there is.
Right. That's news to me.
Yeah, well, you didn't know. He did.
Right. We should
And
find out where that
yes,
is.
the High Capitular. And
But if he was out of town,
then it would go to one of the high priests, not you. If you
that was very much on me.
if you were to make representations on behalf of Sigmar, that could go diplomatically wild.
Is it likely that the Commissioner for Non-Human Concerns is in the palace or in the palace locale?
How could you answer that?
We could ask the halflings and
Is
the
it
ogres.
possible that
No, we're not
Could
going
be
back.
your one
We're not-
politic question
we're
outside of the
absolutely-
game.
You're not exactly high on the
Or
political
politics.
ranks.
That's
Yeah.
out of the game question.
No, no politics.
You still have that, right?
Do I sense some sort of question coming with lore politics?
Oh, that's a good idea. Out of character question. What do we want to ask?
What are you asking?
We just want to get.
Is it what's the best way to?
Who
Just
would
speak
he
directly
listen
to
to?
him.
Or,
What is most likely to get us to see the Chancellor? Like what leverage could we?
Pretend to
Yeah,
have.
what route?
What? Yeah.
So, you asking this with your?
Yes, I
No, I'm
am. Do
rolling
you
this.
want me to know to tell you what it is?
Um.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
I don't know why you're getting so boffed.
Because it's you, Andy Law.
Are up to something.
He's
I
just
am
writing
not.
things. It's nothing. It doesn't have anything to do anything. It's just freak us out.
You understand.
Nenowite, dead.
So, what little do you know of Chancellor Sparsum? He works from the palace. Pretty much does everything from the palace, which means that you'd need to have a reason, obviously,
Yeah.
to speak with him. He generally only speaks to commissioners because why would he speak to anyone else? Because he's got people who represent, which means, yeah, going to one of those commissioners may be a better route, but then the commissioner will be speaking on your behalf. If you want to speak to him directly, you're almost certainly going to need to have someone to introduce you. You're never going to get in otherwise. You need to have somebody to do it on your behalf.
Like that law lord.
For example, he might be able to do it.
Well,
You
but
do have
the
someone you
first
could call a
class.
favor in with. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
let's do that.
Or, he has to go
Early.
home at some point.
Would he be there in the palace already as well, early?
He might be at
He's
home,
gone
he
to
might
his
be in the
job.
palace, he might be at
But we're here now.
the law courts, wherever they are.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you doing?
Well, but I mean, his house is in the square as well.
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
So his house is like presumably like there.
It's only about 3-4 minutes away over in
Yeah,
that direction.
so let's go and see.
An easy thing to do. Look at it, go, then go back and knock on a Murlocs door. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
Let's not have Birdie at the front of this.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Who's knocking on the
I'll
door?
stand round the corner.
Who's knocking on the
Father.
door?
I'll stand with
Peace
you,
boy.
I think.
Yeah.
boy.
Try and cover your shoes.
What's his
up.
name again?
Ehrlich.
Early.
Lord Ehrlich.
God, you should know this.
but you notice how I asked before I was face to face with the character.
So we're talking about
Just a suggestion.
An old woman answers the door and goes, hello.
Hello, is Lord Elric in?
Do you have yourself an appointment?
Well, we're the ones who rescued his niece last night, and we said we'd come back.
Right, what's your name?
Father Leopold.
Right, right, well, why don't you come in? You can stay here and, right, you come in with me.
We did actually tell him we'd come back the next day, actually. Didn't we? So, to be fair,
Oh my god, did we?
yeah, we
2
did.
weeks ago, we're old.
Really true. Go put yourself in go set yourself, just go in there. No, in here, in withdrawing room. Oh, this way. Is anyone acting as the father's guide?
Sure, I will.
That sounds good.
Birdie and I are outside, so.
oh right.
Oh, I didn't realise. Pardon me.
Yeah, because of the niece.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah.
And Ehrlich comes down about 15 minutes later, giving you two a joyful view of ogres eating, the milling clouds passing out, large circles with entertainers in the middle, juggling away, laughing away, tossing things in the air, jesters are jesting, crowds are shouting.
Nobody paying us much mind. Or
No,
anything like that.
everyone's far too busy to care about you.
No marks on this house?
No marks on this house.
Skaven.
Because there were on the Grass Champion's house.
Not that you see.
And it can't be that much past midday.
Oh, no. We're a good 2 o'clock now. You've
2
been
o'clock,
all the way
okay.
down, then all the way
But
back up.
that's not that much
Yeah,
past midday.
it's not too much. Yeah. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah,
No, it's not
okay,
too much
right,
past.
yeah.
As Ehrlich comes in, fidgeting. Oh. I see you come back.
Yeah, as promised.
Yes.
We've come because we require a favour.
Of course.
We're not looking for payment or anything. No, don't worry about that.
Just an introduction.
To help us continue our investigations, to make sure that what happened to you and your poor niece doesn't happen to anyone else.
Well, an introduction to him.
Chancellor Spasm.
Well, I've not talked to him for a few weeks now.
Perhaps you could invite him over here for.
Oh, he doesn't leave the palace. Not unless he's got good reason. He very rarely has good reason. All right. You're not intending anything nefarious.
Of course not.
No.
I think I might need a charm test because I'm not entirely convinced.
Are we all rolling it?
Yep.
Does he find out if attractive?
No, he does not.
Does he find
I'm
Alamena
not
with
charming.
No, not in the slightest.
3 fails on my behalf.
Good job.
4 successes.
Nice. Anyone
I've
else?
got 3
So
successes.
that's fine.
I'm going to spend a fortune point. Let's get nobles.
No, he's not noble.
Is he a cultist?
What?
I know.
Like a good cultist, not a bad
No,
cultist.
he's not.
Just 3 successes from me.
Sweet. As he goes, all right. I'll go get myself ready. And that is how we find ourselves. 3 hours later.
Oh my god.
The good law lord, having got himself dressed down, shaved, cleaned, moved over, waited longer, eventually got through to see Sparsome, had a conversation, passed out, eventually came back, him saying, he says he'll meet you before he goes to the opera this evening. So you won't have very much time. I told him it were concerning the tax business, obviously. It's a reason to talk to him. And there you go. There's been your name's been left at the gate, and that is why when you arrive at the gate, the guards, state soldiers that are there, the 2 Knights Panther, don't turn you away,
Yay!
and indeed let you in to see Chancellor Sparsome. Only took them 2 hours. Boo! Boo! Break time! As the party awaits for the return of the Law Lord, and as 2 who are not inside that building watch elephants with ogres on top and halflings atop them, putting on quite the show on various, to use the previous word, pedestals, of red and white as they stand and balance and make some extraordinary feats of both strength, agility, and at one point they fall.
Best part.
The ogre swears heavily. As that is all going on, elsewhere, an actual war has begun. But a war that none of you are aware of. The very reason why all of our glorious heroes have managed to have so much free reign. Beneath the city, the gathered forces of Margarita's grandfather head down. And those that are below, who have been protecting the great base of the fire, fight back. Now, you don't know exactly what's going on with all of this. You're just aware that everything feels a bit off in the city, including yourselves. Something's just not quite right. You feel antsy, itchy. You've been bickering with each other, shouting at each other, calming down again, feeling okay, then bickering and shouting again. Something is not right in the state of midnight.
Itchy, grumpy, bickery, shouty. We sound like really bad dwarves. Of the 7 direct variety.
That's you in the book.
Itchy, bickery, shouty.
Horny.
Hey! Inside the good Law Lord's house, the 4 wait. They have been given tea. Not beer, tea. not alcohol, tea. And it has been brewed altogether too long. It's flowery, pungent, and not entirely to your tastes. On the outside, it's quite the show to watch. They've gathered an enormous crowd, and lots of people are just throwing money into their various buckets. You can see large ogres moving around with big, huge, what appears to be shields as they're moving over. You know it's their gut plates, and they're pretty much thrusting them in front of people. Often, they'll make a very clean bellow. Coin! Coin!
That'll do it.
Some kids who are watching, Aaliyah! As they go around, the halfling overseer's just looking on going, yeah, we want more. Coin! Row, 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 row. Can't eat this. As they go round, elephant on one foot, ogre sitting on its neck like that, elephant squashing. Halfling sitting on ogre, wearing a leotard. It's quite the look.
Quite sausagey, I imagine.
It is indeed quite sausagey.
Birdie still horny?
Not anymore.
I mean, has Birdie never not been in her own weird way? Meanwhile, on the inside, you wait and you consider what you're going to do when you meet Sparsome. Now, is there any particular plan you'd like to make before we go, or should we just drag you over to Sparsome? Would you like to make any special divination? Or something else?
Well, yeah, we do have the option while we're waiting. We could ask a question and see if Sigmar can answer it. Might give us a steer.
Right. What is the best outcome, sort of what we're going to do in a minute?
Yeah, whether Spartan is being extorted or is himself a villain.
Do we just go direct and who's the blondie?
I don't.
Does he do that?
I mean, he might.
Why not?
He's a
Why
god,
not?
but he might also tell us something that's not helpful. But it's worth a try, I suppose.
Well, right now all we have is dirt. I've also sort of had a strange flashback. I think I might have met this woman very briefly. I could be wrong. It's occurred to me in the last sort of minute and a bit.
When do you think you might have met?
When the two of you were.
Well, I'm
She's
not
outside.
Peanut?
In
Popcorn.
Leroy's house.
Yeah, was she dirty blonde?
Her? No, she was dark-haired.
No, didn't meet her. She was dark haired. That's fine. That's why
Well,
I
they're
was
not
misremembering.
Yes, there was another one, but he didn't see her.
I was very much
I saw her.
unconscious.
Did you see
No,
her?
you
I think
heard
it
her
was the
through
voice
the
that
door.
was
Oh,
out.
I
Yes,
saw
you
her
didn't.
through
Yep, you didn't see her.
Yeah, just heard her through the door. So don't worry about that. Just had you know, sometimes these things happen. This tea is disgusting. Yeah, so who is she? I suppose we can try
Do
for
yourself
that.
a test,
Hopefully
please.
it'll help.
Oh, it's either good or it's bad. He said without. Oh,
Make it good?
It's a narrow fail.
He can take his time, right? Because we're here
Oh,
all
if I
day.
can take my time, it's a good point.
Don't take your time in these tests.
I don't.
They never
it's
get
just my
advantage.
thing. Because I did do a divination, I have a divination reroll.
Can't reroll it under any purpose.
Just this
all
one?
of them. All of them are marked. Can't reroll it. It's on the talent. Can't
Oh.
reroll them with any reroll, including divination.
Oh, that's a change. When did that happen?
When I rerolled them back in November.
Just check your
We're
talents,
checking the
man.
paper.
When did I do that?
Mm.
Mean
You may
pigeon?
not use fortune points to read
Oh,
it.
That's my point. The divination is always allowed to.
Ah.
Then I will capitulate.
I mean, you've let me do it.
Yeah.
Multiple
I'll let you go. No, I'll let you go because you know.
Oh, he really wanted that to fail.
I mean, there's no guarantee I'm
Damn
gonna roll
it!
better.
I mean,
It's a Telka Hertzen.
That's a pass.
interesting.
Just not a crit though, just a pass.
Successes, please.
And
In fact, roll, please.
so I rolled 24,
Mhm.
and
2 times 4 is 8.
I don't think
Nice.
those for trouble would
No.
affect it. So, but I've got +1 on that.
Shall I read out what happens?
No. He hears the words. And hears immediately a clang of metal on metal. And then another metal on metal. Blades slashing against each other. And then his vision is filled with an individual who is, you think, possibly floating, flying, arms by her side, crackling with power, one huge eye to one side. Her hair floating to either side as she unleashes lightning, perhaps? Fire. No, it's fire. It's hot. It's magical. It's pink and it's blue and is bursting out of its eye, out of its hand, down towards the gathered cultists of the prince who are defending the city. Down below right now, the cultists of the Purple Hand have gone to war with cultists of the prince, and she is leading them. Who is she? She is a sorceress. You could not be more clear on this vision, and it concerns you. Not because she is a sorceress, which is obviously concerning in and of itself. You half expected it because there was some ensorcelment going on. And you're quite convinced that, given the language you heard around you, that she's probably some form of mentalist as well. You heard the words. It was said multiple times around you. It's the fact the vision was so clear. She needs to be caught. More, maybe she'll die doing whatever she's doing just now. Maybe that was a vision of the future. You feel like it's just now. But that's possibly a good thing, because it means that she's almost certainly out of reach. So moving just now is not a bad idea. And you're also loosely aware of why they've not bothered even coming close to you. They are literally at war just now, inside the Fauschlag.
Wow.
So that's what you see.
Does he have any vision of where they are in the Fauschlag?
No.
No.
It's in.
Down there.
What I'm meaning is, you know what I'm meaning.
It's in.
No sense of.
No, it's in.
You did say
Yes,
he
that's
did say
being
it in his vision to
The
you
base
at
of
the
the flame.
great base of the flame.
That sounds good.
So that
Yeah.
you do know where
That
it
does
is.
make you feel a little bit weary about the cult of Ulrich's temple,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
I will relay that.
The Fauschlag is the mountain itself, right?
It's what Middenheim is built on. Ulrichsburg, Fauschlag, the Fist Strike. So called because Ulrich punched it, supposedly. Or maybe Tal did. There's lots of conflicting stories.
So maybe we act as though he's in danger, like you said, because he is.
Yeah.
And he may be the kind of person that doesn't like to be in danger. Lots of people don't.
And we know
And
right.
offer,
We can say right now because we know she's otherwise engaged.
yes.
Who was fighting? The painters and
And cultists of
just other ones.
the prince.
Oh, I'm not there.
Is that not more pressing than? Is that not more pressing than what we're doing now?
Is
Gathering some people, Knights Panther, going and dealing with whatever it is that like if that is happening now, if people are committing, for lack of a better term, troops to, it feels small, but to a
we
war.
don't have the authority or the power to get the kind of force we would need to tackle her.
I know we don't, but if we can get one person who does to that,
Say things, but
You may does have one favour of a powerful Knights Panther.
That's true. Assuming
And-
we can trust him. Then,
And
yeah.
if we could tell him, not you have to go down there, but this is happening.
then at least they send an expeditionary force, a small
But-
force. That force then sees what's going on.
Or
Oh
die,
shit!
or dies.
Okay, or die. But if you send a scouting force, it's not committed. You go, you watch. I know this. I did law warfare. I know things. They don't commit. They look. They go fuck and come back up.
Tactics are irrelevant. If we do tell him, he'll make his own tactical decision.
Right, fine.
But I think telling him is perhaps not a bad idea.
you want to go fetch your 2 pals
Yeah.
from the outside? Pull them in.
Yeah, but we've not seen the sight of the
No.
black
At
so
the very least, he might tell Yume's father, who seems
Yeah.
to be quite puissant.
What's going on?
Yeah, in fact, perhaps
So
that's
who's
the
fetching
key.
you first?
I'll do
Who
it.
is?
Oi, you two.
What?
Hey, we
Look at
look.
the elephants.
Holy
Wow, that
moly!
is quite impressive.
Look at that! There's an ogre standing on one leg like this in a leotard.
Do you think they'll do parties?
Wow!
Amazing.
Look at that!
Wow.
As he hops off and just grabs a cow carcass and starts.
Okay, that's less. Sorry, I've been distracted. Look, do you want to come inside?
Who's an ass?
Sorry, no. Do you want to come inside? We found something.
getting
Leopold's
gift.
had a vision,
Oh,
And-
okay.
and it's sort of made different things
Is
happen.
the niece around? Are we gonna freak her out?
I don't think we should really care at this point.
Oh,
If I'm
right.
completely
That's
honest.
serious. Okay. We head in.
Cold tea.
Oh, the tea's shit, but it's fine if you want to drink it.
You're like, it's delicious. Nicest thing I've ever tasted because you came from down there.
I don't care. So, what's the story? What's going on?
Explain.
So we'll share an
Exposition.
vision thing.
Okay.
So what we're thinking is perhaps we use the favour that you have with that Night Panther to tell him this is happening now, and maybe ask him to tell your father.
You have an issue.
Mhm.
Saying that there's a fight down there is a little bit like saying there's a fight in Reichland.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know where it is. You're as
Mhm.
well to. I mean, it could be days away.
Yeah.
It could be weeks away. It could be an hour away. There is, and which direction? Where?
And
Underneath the
there's,
flame.
yeah, and there's no guarantee that they won't bump into other folk. on
There
the
is
way
no
there.
under the flame. That you know. They die if they go there. Anything dies.
I relay this.
There definitely is. That's where they are.
And no. I'll repeat. People die if they go there.
People die.
No one will go. They
No.
just die.
Well, something must be killing them. Maybe the cultists that are down there.
No, but I think what Brady's trying to say is that sending a message to a Knight's Panther is not going to yield anything because they will not go because they're scared to go.
How about this? We've got access to this Sparsom fella. I agree, telling him we think he's in danger is a great idea because that's personal, makes us look like we care about him. And we say that he's the only person of any power that we have access to, and we have reason to believe that the person that's threatening him also threatens the security of the city, and let him set hairs running if that's what he wants to do.
Or just let them kill each other and wait
Lord
up here
Middenheim,
and mop
he
up.
has literally no authority to do anything like that. He just does money.
No, but he could talk to people.
I mean, yes, he could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he just does money.
But I mean, again, he's either someone who has been extorted by this woman to do this thing that is weakening the city, or he is complicit with that.
Mhm.
I don't think in either case is he somebody we want to rely on for.
You know how you said the words to him. The servants, the cultists of the prince are defending the city.
Yes.
Did he say those words out loud?
Yes.
Look.
Yep. Good one. I do believe I saw something like this.
Yeah, I've had a thing.
Have a genius. Have a genius.
What about Heinrich? Right, I know he's not happy with us a little bit at the moment, but out of anybody who would do something in terms of moving people and men who are loyal to him into an environment which is potentially dangerous because we know who he is and what he sort of stands for. And realistically, he doesn't necessarily care about when it comes to what is right and done within.
I'll give you a reply on that.
Mhm.
You think it's most likely that there's only one group of people who could get there.
You're
They won't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
it's underneath the flame is a little bit like saying, okay, so what you need to do is go 50 feet beneath this house. And you go, okay, 50 feet. That's really deep. Do we have a digger? No. Okay, how are we going to do this? Now,
Start
obviously,
in a
they
sewer?
potentially have wizards. They potentially have routes through. But equally, if there's things down there, those wizards won't be able to do anything because they'll be stopped.
There are people, I use the word loosely, who could help us or help them get there. Otherwise, it'll just be a bunch of people wandering around forever and ever, getting lost in tunnels. They'll never find their way back out, or they'll get eaten by all the other things that live down there because it's like a blinking city beneath a city.
At the moment, one side is defending the flame and the other side is attacking it. It's a 50-50 chance. Let's hope the defenders are successful.
You don't attack if you don't think you're going to win.
But that doesn't mean that you will win, though. That's not how war works.
No, war definitely works like that. Two sides only go to war when both of them believe that they can win.
Yeah, but believing you're going to... Yeah, but only one of them can win. Believing you're going to win doesn't mean
it's
you're
not
going to win.
50-50.
So we're not. So the people of this city are not going to be able to go down there and make a difference to that fight,
Could
right?
we,
Could your people?
or could we at the very
The
least
chances of
find
that
out-
are about 1,000,000 to 1. They said, why on earth would they care?
Well, I was just going to say
They
that.
literally would.
Yeah, I said,
Plus,
what-
they go nowhere near that flame. You know,
Yeah.
they're terrified of the thing.
Could
Yeah,
we,
And even if we did, we couldn't rely on them to attack the right side.
could we trade with them for information and find out where they come out?
I mean, we could ask if they've seen them toing and froing.
Because
Oh.
then we could choose to attack them when they're coming out and potentially weakened and tired and
Whichever army survives.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. What I was getting at was it goes two ways. Whoever wins is going to be limping up, and we should find a way to station people to mop up the survivors.
What if they don't come back up because they're going to do something to the flame and it won't be them
I can
coming
get. You've
back
got a
up?
clean answer on that one.
Yeah.
Coming up
Mm.
is, I mean, you personally know of about 70 entries,
Mhm.
personally, and they probably have a minimum, if they've been looking for this, of like 4 or 5. I mean, and which ones would they use?
Yeah.
It's
They might, if they have any sense, they'll divide as well. They
yeah,
won't all fight the
totally.
same one.
It's going to be really, really hard. It's needle in a haystack.
And they might not come up because they might need the base of this flame for something, in which case it might not be them that comes up. It might be something much, 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 much worse.
That's horrific. And yes,
so what's
We carry on doing what we're doing because we can't influence that, but we make sure that people are aware that there are powers at work here and to be able to defend the city should they be successful.
after all, you are aware that the grandfather, his entire plan involves him taking over the city entirely,
And we're
presumably
yeah,
for a reason.
and we're already worried about the two largest cults and the palace.
But she's part of the same cult. She's part of his cult.
Mhm.
That's what the vision said, right? So this is his plan.
Yes.
to
It's
do
going
this.
down, yes.
Mm.
What does he want with that?
Good question. So,
Something.
and the Law Lord returns and explains that he's set you up with a meeting, explains that you don't have very long, explains, as we said before the break, that the good chancellor intends to pop out for the opera this evening and is apparently very much looking forward to it. He also says a few other things. He's very much a man who, but he's very quiet, stern. He's not much one for nonsense. He says, so whatever you're going to say, get to the point. He's very likely just to brush you aside and then carry on with whatever business that he has. He hasn't got a lot of time and he spends, well, most of my meetings with him have been a bit one-sided. Me attempting to get something from him and him telling me where to go.
Does he hold Sigmar in contempt like most of you?
I don't hold Sigma in contempt.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just how I felt.
In comparison to Ulrich, I think is the
No one holds any god in contempt. You'd have to be a fool.
everyone
gods.
looks at Elric?
I just do be aware he's probably going to be short with you. I've done what I can. I mean, it took me long enough to get through to him. I had to, much like you, I had to turn in a favour. I've not been I've not been in court for a while. So they're waiting for you at gate.
Thank you.
I say quietly, I just thought maybe,
Well, you can do it as you go.
I just thought maybe you should be honest and say you had a vision that the city is under great threat from a woman who may be threatening him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
And you know that she is a mighty
Mhm.
sorceress who, I don't know, you're the priest with the words, and I'm terrible with
You
words.
also, it would be worth mentioning that this sorceress is the one that perpetrated the attack 2 days ago. In the well, over there.
Oh, the attack on you.
Yeah, well, yes, on me, but also it looked like an attack in general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So worth.
Attacking citizens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. I think that's
as
good. I like it.
the sun is beginning to dip and rain has begun to fall, causing our ogres to laugh, our halflings to scurry for cover, and our audience to either carry on watching, feeling somewhat wet, or alternatively, to just go. One baby elephant thinks it's the best thing that's ever happened and starts charging around in circles.
Trampling halflings.
It causes shrieks of humour from the various people who are watching. Gets a bit close to the crowd at one point, and an ogre just picks it up and puts it back down again and pats it on the arse. Off you go, Slim! Pap, 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 pap. Goes the baby elephant.
I got one more suggestion. If you're going to go down the priest route, it's probably okay that you're praying when you come up to him. So you probably can do your thing to check whether he's good,
Check
bad,
whether he's
or
legit or
not.
not. But what do I do if I do that and I find out he's a wrong one?
Let us know. We'll
Don't.
Do we have code words? Banana?
No, in
Tell
that
him-
case, instead, just tell him how angry you are about the taxes,
Yes,
and we'll
yes.
leave.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and then we'll know.
As we get closer to the palace, the rain grows a bit heavier. 2 Knights Panther stand guard on the outside, the rest of the state army troops of Middenheim.
What's their helmet?
What do you mean, what's their helmet?
Knights
what's
Panther.
Oh, the 2 Knights
I like
Panther.
to keep
I was
a
thinking
record.
this. I just literally said state army troopers. I was like, they're wearing state army helmets.
Knights Panther.
Duh. One of them is a spread-winged griffin.
Wow.
The other one is, you think, a greenskin.
Oh, GG.
As they sit off to the side, the state army soldiers look at you as you're coming forward as if to say, really? As one of the soldiers says, you don't get in here, this is the bloody palace.
We have an appointment to meet with the chancellor,
All right, what's your name?
Father Leopold.
Father Leopold, you say? All right, you wait here. Oh, there's a Father Leopold there. Apparently has appointment with Chancellor. And you hear on the inside, bloody unlikely. Chancellor's going out, isn't he? Says, we've got him down here in that itinerary. And you hear another one say, no, look here, his note. He says, I don't bloody read. What's note say? Says, a Father Lutipold. I mean, that's pretty close. They laugh on the other side. And he says, well, maybe you should ask him if he's Father Lutipold. I mean, he's named after Emperor, I presume. And he comes out, are you Father Lutipold?
Yeah.
It's him! And that's how you get taken into a small side chamber to wait for someone to escort you further in. It's a wait of some 15 minutes before eventually a woman in her 20s, blonde hair, dressed impeccably for court, maybe, let's say, average height, pretty girl, and has an umbrella.
While we're waiting, I'd like to do a divination.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm going to do an augury and I really would like it not to backfire. So, divination successful. Do you need to know the numbers for your weird tally? 54.
5 plus 4 is 9. Minus 1 is 8.
Every time.
Wow. Well, times 11 is 88.
Scaring me.
Don't give me ideas. She arrives and she says, I'm here to... And looks around. I assume I'm here to escort you and your party. You are Father Leopold.
That's correct, thank
She
you.
says, I'm Lady Emmanuel Schlagen. She says, please, come this way. And walks up. Is this your first time at the palace?
My first time in the palace, yeah.
The soldiers holding her. Says, I see. Your accent is Reiklander, I believe.
That's correct, my lady.
I see. Are you blind?
That's also correct, my lady.
Yes. Well, I wondered if it was an affectation.
No.
There are members of your orders that are often keen to stymie themselves in one fashion or another so they can better show their faith. I've encountered some individuals who have gone out of their way to make their lives more difficult so they may better, when it matters, be prepared. I trust that is not the case for yourself.
No.
May I ask exactly what happened?
Sigmar took my sights in order that I may see more clearly.
She says, and so how have you found that?
Good days and bad days, my lady.
Yes, I can imagine, she says as she makes her way along. Good days and bad days. I can't really imagine what it would be like to not see. She says, I believe you are to meet with Chancellor Sparson. Then we had best make swift passage, for I believe that he intends to make his way out this evening. To an evening event of some sort. Says,
The opera, I believe.
Right, yes, of course, the opera. And she takes you over towards one of the large courts on the outside. Round the back of that. And then in through a side door, through the main gates, into the core palace buildings themselves. You're actually going into the palace, not just the palace grounds, you're going into the palace walls, which is why you've got yourself an escort. One of the actual ladies of court, escort. You presume that the newly appointed champion might be also escorting folk now, but he probably doesn't know what anything is, and probably has not been very well trained for such things.
Yeah, probably hasn't done his induction yet.
Yeah. Induction day has yet to be
Champion in
finished. He's too
training.
busy having a good drink,
He's going to do his health and
partying out.
safety briefing.
Yeah, he's got like loads of reading to do before he can
Indeed.
get on the job.
You're taking down a side pathway. The gardens here are particularly beautiful. The rain is dropping down in them. Flowers give off a heady scent. As you make your way down the side, and at the back, 2 Knights Panther, neither of whom are wearing their armor, both of whom are just wearing surcoats. As one calls out, Lady Emmanuel. Yes, this is the Father Leopold, says. As he is. No. Here's this possum, says. It'll have to be quick. He's due out in quarter bell, says. Take that all. That's up. You doing? Thank you very much, sir. This is, she says, the little used and rather amusingly referred to back entrance. It's neither at the back nor, strictly speaking, an entrance. But it has often been called that ever since Graf Heinrich XII. Says. He used to use it to smuggle in people that he would like to talk to, most commonly people of the city. He didn't like to mix with the folk, but he did like the folk to mix with him, and he would smuggle them in his back entrance. And there was a great deal of humour associated with this. It was nothing more than him understanding his people a little bit better. But the rumours that used to swirl around court because of this were extensive, but then that was often the case for the Hellsteins when they were in control of the palace. The Hellsteins were, it's fair to say, gatherers of rumour. But that was a long time ago, a very long time ago. We've not had a Hellstein on the throne for over 500 years. as she leads you up some stairs. If you could please just stay here in the corridor. Captain, as state soldier man who's behind you goes, yes, ma'am, don't worry. I'll look after them. Thank you, Captain. She goes up to the door and just walks in and closes it behind her. Goes in. Captain says, be careful with Sparsom. He's got a short temper. Says, you've been warned. The soldier at the side rolls his eyes. On the inside, you hear, your guests are here, sir. And you hear his voice. Send them in. Of course, sir.
You're on, Father.
And she comes in. Out. Opens the door. And says, Father Leopold of the Cult of Sigmar and guests. Sparsom is a heavy-jowled man wearing a long, simple blue tunic, a golden chain, a wolf's head amulet. His hair is thinning and pulled right back and quite grey. You guess he's probably in his human years. Maybe 50s. He's definitely in his human years. Maybe his 50s. As he looks up at all of you coming in, mixture of people, says, just looks at you.
It doesn't feel appropriate for me to do Augury. I'm going to bottle it. It's a little bit too obvious.
Sigmar!
I'll maybe murmur a prayer of on the way out, maybe. Yeah.
He looks at you.
Chancellor, I'll cut to the chase because I know your time is precious. I am...
Hello, gorgeous.
Okay.
He says, how about you and I just slip away, Do it. Elric's well into that one. He just looks at you. Come on.
I thought you had an opera to go to.
Oh, you could come with me. Says, like the cut of your clothes. Do yourself a Lord Poison's test.
Okay.
Are you still dressed as a Kislevite?
Yeah.
Yep.
That should be fine. Yeah, that I don't have enough advances, but I did pass it.
You passed it. His eyes. His eyes. His pupils. Why? The man is high. And high on a drug that was popular where you used to, let's say, hang out in the Ranaldon gambling halls.
Interesting.
Ranald's Blessing, highly addictive. Not the sort of thing that a chancellor should really be doing. But the highly addictive thing immediately makes you go, ding, 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 ding. As it also is prone for making people extremely, let's use the word confident.
Interesting. Okay.
Woof.
Also massively out of character. The people, you would slip it into people's food, you'd slip it into their drinks, but the best way to take it, straight up the nose of the bum.
Okay. But in that case, she's
Or
used
both.
to... Or both. She's used to dealing with people who...
Simultaneously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They get super handsy fast though.
Okay.
You tend to find though that their core character doesn't necessarily change. So if, for example, let's say he is by nature what you were described earlier, someone reserved, blunt, to the point. As long as you've got yourself a lovely audience, the chances of him doing anything like diminishingly small. That was generally how you would control people. The number of times you'd make someone high just to get them out the bloody gambling hall.
How long does it last, the drug, if he doesn't take any more?
Depends how much he's had. You just don't know it well enough. You've never made it yourself. You're just aware that it exists. You've used it a lot on other people. I'm not saying she's a bit dodgy, but you've used it a lot on other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. He says as he looks at you. Let's go to the opera.
Sure, why not?
Private box.
But while you're getting ready to leave, why don't you listen to the father while I help you fix your shirt?
He's only got a blue robe, very
Yeah,
simple.
well,
cut.
robe, I guess.
She says, yes.
And then
What's
you
your
may
tree,
all turn
what's your
around.
tree grooming?
I do have it.
Good, roll it.
Cool.
What's your bottlery?
Oh, looks good.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pass.
good. As he sits there, he says, yes, what is it, father?
I am a blessed oracle of Sigmar. I had a vision
Eyebrow raises.
that's brought me here tonight. Right now, two disparate forces aligned with the Runa's powers
Oh, very good.
are
He
beneath
says,
this city.
Your eyes are lovely.
And
Sorry, what was that?
forces of the Runa's powers are fighting for control of the city beneath our very feet right now. One of whom
You, pretty girl. Could you move that little mirror around?
Certainly.
one of whom, a sorceress of significant power, responsible for attacks recently in the Plats, is
I'm
personally
I don't know why
known
you're
to
coming to me
you
about this.
and has been seen in your presence in the court. We fear she
I pass by many people in court.
may have been influencing you, perhaps coercing you, threatening you.
I know very unlikely.
You will get closer
What do you
to
think?
his ear. Oh, you look lovely. And she'll say, seems unfair that you're having all the fun. Do you have enough to share?
Enough what?
Oh, nothing. I just thought you were the kind who knew how to have a good time.
Look, she says, we have no idea what you mean.
Okay. She'll turn around and go, he's as she's fixing his hair so his ears are a bit covered.
Birdie deliberately angles the
Earmuff
mirror
him.
away so he doesn't get a glimpse.
So apparently he's been drugged.
I'm very jealous you went to the opera.
I'm really glad that she knew that because I immediately thought it was Magritte's dad, grandfather.
Same
Totally into women, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to kill him.
Yeah, the youngest girl here. You're like,
Yeah, you're like,
uh-oh, red flags.
Touch disappointed she passed that test. I will admit.
Well, he does seem distracted enough that I could maybe mumble a little
Yeah,
prayer and do a
definitely.
little longer.
Yeah.
Balls.
If he looks like he's going to
Well, he's
cotton
doing-
on,
He doesn't.
Birdie will intervene and
He
distract
doesn't sound like he knows he's on drugs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's what I was trying to
That's
say.
a successful augury.
As you pray in the corner, what we just... He's...
So I get, because I passed but didn't
Yeah.
crit, I get good, bad, or neutral.
Oh, that's hard!
I mean, the urgent thing is he bad?
No.
Right, that's better.
Oh, that's no with a but.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that means
I'm
he's not
going
Magritte's dad.
with-
Probably.
We're a yes and party.
He's a no but kind of guy.
Good.
Good.
That took a bit of thinking. As he looks at
I'll come
himself,
into his
he
eye line.
shuffles round the mirror a
I'll
little
look
bit
up-
so that he could you twist it around.
No, Chancellor.
And looks over at you and says, I really need to be going. Are you ready, darling?
She might as well go with him.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
he's not the bad guy.
Yeah, shall be going and keeping an eye on him, I guess.
Is there, I mean, Leopold is the wrong person to look for this, but is there evidence of food or drink in the room?
There is no evidence of food or drink in the room. You know that it's most likely it's probably going on top or bottom, assuming that that's the case. But it does suggest that perhaps your first instincts are wrong. He's not drugged. Or at least
And
he
sorcerous.
wasn't drugged. Most likely not by another. He is drugged himself.
Yeah, like he's
Hang
taking it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you would do. Hang on. What?
Well, that was kind of
That's
what I was trying to
that's what she
establish.
thought. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's
Just confirming
he's
it.
he
taking
doesn't
it
want to-
himself.
he doesn't
He's
want to share.
addicted and he doesn't want to share
Mhm.
because he's got a limited supply.
Which is probably being controlled by the crazy sorceress, potentially.
He likes the excess.
How old is this fella?
50s, you'd guess.
Okay.
She's
Stressful job. Might be feeling a little bit like can't perform. Gonna go meet a lady. Smash the blue pill. You know, whatever the equivalent is. I presume. How many?
You're mixing worlds up with
I know.
Matrix
Would
and-
I know the amount of
You have
drugs?
literally no idea.
Medicine.
As medicine.
and
yes,
drugs.
but this is quite outside of your sphere of
it's-
knowledge.
this is the question.
Yeah.
Is there a generally accepted medical thing that people take when they get a little bit older and they can't necessarily perform in the same way
I see.
from a sexual
No.
point of view? No. Okay.
No, there's not.
Right.
I'm
So
feeling like Birdie when I use this drug.
No, not
okay.
really
Still
her sort of
breathing,
thing.
probably not.
Altogether too much involved with good times. Not what she does.
That's fine.
No.
She will try and suggest that she'll just turn to him and go, I prefer having another female friend with me, if that's okay with you.
His eyes widen. Oh.
You could pick out of my companions,
As he looks over, he says,
or maybe.
and
He
then
doesn't even know I'm
he-
a woman.
he slyly eyes the father and says, "Well, that would be
I was mumbling a prayer.
that would be obviously inappropriate. You said you had something that you wanted to say, something about people and things. What was that?
There's a woman, a blonde woman, who has been visiting you in court. I know for a fact that she's a sorceress in league with the ruinous powers. I fear that she has been coercing you, or
Intending
bribing
harm.
you, or
Excuse me, will I roll my cool? Wow, he's got quite high cool. Oh,
can we roll intuition?
oh no.
He hasn't answered yet.
Well, I mean, if it's a cool test, it might be. I suppose it might be really obvious without us needing to roll.
He may have fumbled.
as you start your speech concerning this terrible individual, his face does something like this. As he looks from left to right, as if, uh-oh, is there a route out of here? There's obviously the door on the other side,
Next
but
thing,
that
let's
was
go.
nothing more than almost an instinctual look. That wasn't an actual, I'm looking for a way out. It was more of a,
Just a panic.
indeed, as he looks at you, and I would like a charm test.
Sure. Do you want to hear what I was about to carry on saying? or-
Not yet.
No, okay.
That may you may get another one depending on what you say.
Oh, I think it's good.
Ooh.
Very good.
Oh, I don't have advantage because we're not in combat.
You do not have advantage. Everything's a little bit off.
It's 1% not good.
That's hilarious.
I will 14 point that.
You folk with more than one fortune point. I'm so
Well, that's my
jealous.
second one gone now.
Can I
Right, so
assist by putting him in a good mood?
So that is.
Actually, yeah, I'll let that assist go. I mean, if you're going to sidle into him, that's almost certainly.
Oh, I
going to-
crit!
Oh, nice!
Roll again. Give me the total number of
Work
successes.
it, baby.
Just beautiful.
Work it.
Oi.
10, so 15.
And I also passed. My 3 successes don't count for shit.
Bluntly, he just doesn't care.
It must
As he
be
goes
16.
into pure horror, as you say, like, wrap your arm around him, and he just goes,
Poor baby.
and then starts to cry.
Oh,
As he
We've got him.
collapses on you, which is, given your height and his, a bit more of a, as he starts just weeping. It's not the first time you've had a man high on good old Ranald's Delight weeping on you. It does tend to be one of the potential outcomes because they really vacillate wildly in their emotional.
And you can help him.
This goes on for some time.
Okay.
He's not even in a position to give any strong response.
He's doing that right now.
Can I
Oh.
use use animal care to try to calm him down.
Amusing.
Human will try and maneuver him so he's sitting down and
Yeah.
she'll sit on
And then
his
you still
lap.
Yes!
Oh.
Are there papers on his desk?
They're not. This is a man who is austere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally nothing in this
Always.
place.
That's all right.
As until eventually
Fucking hell.
he reaches the point where he can almost form
Give him a
an
handkerchief.
actual sentence. I'm almost out. It takes some time, almost 20 minutes of deciphering his over-enthusiastic, bubbly cries, his inability to express himself in a sentence with more than maybe a word or two at a time. So you have to ask him again and again and again until eventually he manages to get the word out. But the important one is that yes, I know.
It's okay. That's fine.
He says, so that's important.
Uh-huh.
Next one. When does he meet her? When does he see her? What's going down there?
What's her name?
Weekly.
Weekly.
Yes, weekly. Every single week she
Yeah,
comes
that's not her name.
with stash. And he has been quite clearly harboring a lot of guilt. However, contrary to perhaps your first expectations, he actually thinks that the taxes are good idea. I've made so much money for the state army. It's been brilliant.
But
But
does he say
hasn't-
that it was her idea?
It wasn't my idea. I wish it was. I'm a complete fake.
Did anyone else like him more when he was a lech?
Yeah, I did.
Had more respect
Is
for
there
him.
any water in the room?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Get a
Oh
glass of
no water in the
Cool,
room.
cool.
This room is pretty much without anything of equal use. She does indeed have her name. Frau! Kidder!
Frau
Again for the room.
Yeah, and there is quite a lot of repetition there until eventually you find out that he knows her as Frau Kenner.
As in-
Indeed. It takes a good
Barely even know.
amount of time before you eventually go, oh, Kenner.
Gerhard.
Hey.
Quite. He kind of doesn't stop, partially because he's high. He's not entirely of his own mind, and again, this is not something that you are unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
It tends to go to extremes. It is much as Gerhardt was thinking might be the case, a performance enhancer also. But it's a performance enhancer in multiple ways. It gives them confidence. It gives them the ability to do, but it also gives them the enhancement to their perhaps emotional outbursts, which he has clearly been harboring this for quite some time. And it's been eating him up inside. And he has not told anyone. And now he's just told some random strangers because he's high. There you go.
Well, there you go.
The horror of it slowly settles in him as he realizes he's unburdened, perhaps a little bit too much, on people he doesn't even know. And he tries to pull himself back in, but it's hard because he's high.
I mean, I know how we could get a one-man army to go down underneath the city. We just tell him where she is.
The stash is down there.
Your stash is down there.
So we know where she's hidden it, underneath the flame. While he is inconsolable enough that
Yeah.
he's not really listening to us,
No, there's a lot of that. You have all the time in the world
Yeah.
if you wish to chat behind the scenes.
is there a way to wean him off it? Is he like this for
Yeah,
for
I'm assuming
good?
so.
Or
Pardon, what was that?
I'm assuming you can wean him off stuff. Like there's people.
Yeah, it just takes a long time.
Yeah.
And it's the side effects are brutal.
I'm assuming as
Brutal.
much as
Element
it's called.
life
You tend to find that the cult of Ronald much prefers to keep people on it.
But
It
just
keeps
because
them
it's
gambling.
called-
It keeps them coming back. It keeps them paying for
Yeah.
whores. It's why would you ever wean someone off this?
Could we reduce the amount so that he's not so?
Again, no. He's gone.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
you're not going to be able to do anything to him. He will take
Just
as much as he takes.
Respectfully, why should we care?
I agree.
We've found out what we need, or at least we've got a name.
Because he holds significant influence over the city. He is morally compromised.
Yeah.
The ruinous powers have already taken advantage of him. What's to stop them carrying on doing that?
He's a
So
prime
we kill
black
him,
belt.
or
No.
we leave him to
Wow.
it.
Birdie said no.
Lupo's going to give Bernie a hug.
That's kind of why I was saying wow.
This is
Well
what
done.
I'm laying
Well
out.
done to
If
hide
we
the
just
body.
keep staying here and trying to figure just to wean him again, this is all very hush hush. And,
It's okay, I gathered.
I was just asking how
we're
quick
just
it was.
wasting time.
It may be that we do have to ruin his political career by outing
No,
him.
I agree.
We
I
may have
think
to do
that's what we
that.
Should
But,
I
you know.
just knock him out? I'm just pushing forwards one of my bottles of
No,
chloroformy
no,
sort
we,
of
we
stuff.
just leave.
But it's just
Say he's in a mood. We're away.
It's very annoying.
And
We
I'm
just-
sure the guards would have heard all the
Where,
crying.
where does he meet her?
Yeah,
Sure.
when's she next due?
And does he?
Because he's
Does it?
almost out, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's almost out, so he
Yeah.
must be meeting her soon.
No,
Oh,
Was she overdue?
no,
they just.
4 days.
He's just taking it
He's
all.
just done too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's festival, right?
Yeah, he's gone through almost his entire week stash by day 4. It's
Oh,
festival
wow.
time.
Yeah.
It's festival. Yeah. Yeah, he's
And how
And-
long is this going to last before he crashes?
depends how much he's had.
More than 4 days
Are
worth.
we
Yeah.
talking
A lot, I'm
hours
assuming.
or days? Or...
Chloroform's looking.
Again, you're not sure. I mean, if you leave him to it, he'll be fine. He'll wander off. He's almost starting to make a fool of himself, though. But then,
What we really
presumably,
need-
he has multiple times over the course of the last week.
What we really need is to get him a new supplier.
Yeah. Somebody that
What?
trustworthy.
But we know the Ronaldans in the city can't be trusted.
That's true.
Yeah. As much as it's called Renaud's Delight, it doesn't mean that only the Renaudans use
Oh,
it, right?
no.
Like you could
But
get
it's
it.
very common in the underworld.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know it.
We could take him to the shallows.
Ah.
The ones here seem to be all right.
Again,
No.
why would he go?
Yeah.
I was just
It
telling
can
them
be very
that way.
charming.
Again, why would he go?
Bite trick.
Yeah, it doesn't change people who they are. It doesn't make them do things.
Maybe-
All it
maybe
does
he-
is enhance.
Maybe he'd pass out, and so we have to
Yeah,
rush
but
him.
then he would just leave because he's an addict. And the Shallians
then-
will not keep
yeah.
someone.
all the Knights Panther, the state army troopers,
Yeah.
taking out the body. We're just taking him out. the chancellor of the city.
We're taking him to the Shallows. Come with us. Help us take him to the Shallows. No, you're right.
Look,
This is why I didn't want to kill him.
We
It's
either-
nowhere to put the body.
I think we either like intimidate him into doing something that we want him to do, or we leave him and go and try and find her.
Repeal the taxes. Think you've got the power to do that?
No,
He likes
only
them.
the Graph has the power to do
Yeah.
But
that.
No,
we could
easy.
ask him questions about the Law Lords.
Yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Addresses,
Pump him for
both
information.
addresses, names, all that sort of shit.
So,
Yeah.
he's sitting at his desk.
Oh, actually, if he's been high and perhaps getting up to things he shouldn't be getting up to, maybe he's been getting up to things he shouldn't get up to with one of the Law Lords, which might let us know who
what, in
might be
cahoots?
Dagmar. Like, not evil cahoots.
Other
Like-
cahoots.
Off.
Taking
wolfing
drugs off the butt,
as-
cahoots, yes.
Yeah.
Love it. He's sitting at his desk. You make on one shoulder. He's. What question are you asking him?
We think that she might be working, or she might be talking to one of the Law Lords. What are the names? I can't remember.
Not early.
Not early.
Not Erlich, the other
But the
two.
other two.
Not Erlich, the other two.
What are they?
Could you tell us a bit more about them?
What about them?
I don't know.
I don't talk to them.
I've heard a rumor that one of them likes the ladies.
They all like the ladies. So unfair.
So, like younger ladies?
They all like the ladies.
Hoffick, Sturridge, and Vasmir. Those the names?
Where do they live?
It's up the square. Graph plots.
Right, off the square graph plots.
That's
Fine.
Oh, he puts his head in your breast.
Don't we think one might be in league with the sorceress?
Yeah, but how to he doesn't clearly he doesn't know.
Of the supply.
Where would we find Sturridge and Vasmir?
I would like to have a charm test.
Does he find me attractive? Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. You can reverse fails
Let's bring that bit
because it goes
closer.
beyond.
It's a crit!
An
Correct.
introduction.
Oh!
So 9 successes.
So many
Getting
boobs to
ahead.
put his head on.
Plus 2 for attractive.
Wow.
11.
Okay.
11
So
successes and a crit.
let me sum this without the
55.
oh ho 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 ah ha 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 he's because he can only do that so much.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, the 2 other law lords. He hates them. He hates them all. He hates Vasmir in particular. Despises him because he's just so charming and everyone likes him. So literally can't stand him. And yeah.
That's
It's him.
my
50-50.
father-in-law.
It's basically 100% chance.
Yeah, it is. I'd roll that dice.
Yeah. As he has through that despises him with a passion. He, however, was against the taxes.
Even more likely to be him.
Even more likely.
Yeah,
So he was against it. Hofflich, by comparison, he despises because Hofflich has become almost insatiable. Almost insatiable. As far as he puts it,
Okay.
he's been out with women. He's been out
It's definitely him.
No, it's not.
out doing all sorts with folks, and that's been
Isn't Hofflich the one that we've met? Hofflich.
no early.
Ehrlich.
Oh, okay, I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah, quite.
Hofflich. Sensation, out with
I mean, some people
Can't keep
they
names
just
straight.
can't keep their names straight, can they? Yeah, so he hates him as well because he's just so successful at court and all the ladies like him. And he just wants to be successful like him,
And it,
Oh.
yeah,
which is why you're obviously being so successful in turn and getting the information out of them.
So, do we know where the 2 of them live?
Yeah, totally. Both of them live off the Grafplatz, and he gives you an address for each.
Can you get some introduction?
Or a rip with a seal. That's what we need.
Could he write?
Writ with a seal.
Yeah,
Well,
like
like
a
an
like a
introduction.
like
An introductory
a
letter.
like a letter, yeah, so that we don't have to take him anywhere.
He's not noble.
Yeah, he's got a ring or something in the office.
No, he's just got a chain around his neck.
How does he do
He
any
could-
orders?
He could write us a letter, though.
How because
But
he is
could wash away.
the chancellor and he handles the fisc. All he does is organize money. He doesn't do the orders. The Graf does.
He does the grubby money stuff. that
He
the
just
nobles
he
do.
just organizes it
That's
all.
fine, but you still got to tell people to like move money
You're
from
so
here
hard
to
to
here.
work.
He's got
And
super
as
numerous and
Ben
knows how to
said,
use it.
You can still write a letter.
And sign it off. Fine, let's just get a letter of introduction then.
If it needed to be sealed, it would be the Graf seal because he would write it
Yeah,
in a Graf.
absolutely. The Graf is the one that
Yeah.
does everything.
Listen, man.
Anyway,
He's not noble. He's not you.
Right, Clan. Midland.
Yeah, absolutely.
Barbarians up here.
So, he can give you one for Hofflich, because Hofflich and he about a year ago used to drink, but Hofflich stopped that.
Change of behaviour. Writing it down.
But yeah, he's happy to write a shaky letter concerning that. On the Vasmir side, he literally can't stand him, and I mean he could, but you wouldn't get
It
anywhere
would
with
work.
it. Yeah.
but that's okay. We can speak to Hofflich, and then if
And
needs be, get Hofflich to introduce us
when
to
he-
Vasmir.
When he's telling us about Hofflich, changing and stopping drinking with him about a year ago,
Yeah.
is that about the time Hofflich became insatiable and started going out and doing all sorts? Or was he doing that before when they were pals?
So unfair.
Yeah.
He was so successful and I wasn't.
You work so hard.
Yes, I do.
And was Hofflick,
Head on you.
was Hofflick,
Head on you. Head on you.
Hofflick was against the law?
For
For it.
Hofflick was for it.
Thank
Vasimir was against it.
Vasimir was
You're right over there.
We've been very
Really?
childish. Don't worry. Just carry on.
Good to hear.
They need to be split up.
One of you needs to up your initiative.
Yes, Mom.
So, you seemingly made some form of success here.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan? Now that you've managed to pump him for information without any pumping, with nothing more
Deal.
than head resting, well done.
I was prepared to.
And we are in a position where we can do something else if you wish. You can be escorted out. If there's anything else you want to know from him, you can ask.
Yeah, I guess we could pop ahead and say, I think he's not feeling himself. We should probably leave him.
He has something to say on that. Oh no, I'm off to the opera.
Okay.
As he literally stomps out, tears still wet in his face. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. He says, you know what ladies can be like when they pull the wrong thing? As he makes his way off.
Also, it's raining outside.
This
Tears on
is.
his cheeks.
Yeah, I got you.
You may will like sneakily point at Birdie as if she did it.
Sounds good to me.
Alec will be rubbing us.
So, you glorious heroes, you managed to make some form of success. What's the next point on your plan? Escorted out. He goes off to obviously to the opera house with his
We're gonna go
coach.
try and speak to Hofflick. And
Yeah,
see if Hofflick
I
says
think we should tell Magritte about the situation below
Yes.
the city.
Do we want to do anything about the fact that the chancellor remains compromised?
No, he'll fuck up himself. Like, look at him. He's useless.
Well,
Exactly.
we could always speak to
Alec.
The
her black.
Well, we don't need to do that right now.
We can
Something to
think
think
about
about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
But we may
Wait.
want to alert somebody in power
Yes.
that he is not to be
Let's
trusted.
go
Yes.
talk to
Yes,
Marguerite.
let's
though.
think about that.
Is Emmanuel
Yeah.
still the one
Someone in power. You know,
walking us out?
Imagine who.
She will lead you down to where the gate that leads you out. And then from there, the state soldiers will take you to the front gate. So
Cool. Whilst we're doing that, you may well maybe grab Alamena wife as they're giggling away and just whisper to her, try at least, be like, surely she'd know about Petra or Kristen. Shouldn't we try and figure out something?
Ask, yeah.
That's a good point.
My lady,
Yes.
she's yes.
we are staying with Schmidhammer.
Oh,
Have you
how are you?
happened to have seen Kirsten, have you?
I think I require a champion.
Gossip, gossip.
May not.
Gossip.
No charm.
Yeah.
Did she find one pretty?
No.
For fuck's sake, no one does tonight. 3 successes.
Oh.
Maybe. Is she a noble?
Yes.
4 successes.
Of a sort.
That's not what etiquette does anymore.
Oh,
No,
It just gives you minimum.
it doesn't.
oh minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 3 then.
And at the gate, she says, I would suggest that you just forget about her. And she has been ejected from the court.
Which one? Kirsten or Petra?
Kirsten.
And,
We asked the book.
and Petra?
She has passed by the port.
Oh.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Good evening.
Should we go and have a look at Schmiedhammer just to make sure?
maybe we should.
Well, do we technically have a duty of care there? Yes, he's I've literally bound him up, even the doctor. Right, we should go and check on Schmiedhammer.
This inner monologue's fascinating.
Yeah, you have to speak to Marguerite as well. Tell
You
her.
need to speak
Yeah.
to Magritte, pass over the information, and then go to this.
One of the
Fellow's
houses. Yeah.
Well, one part of this is very easy to resolve. For Schmiedhammer is sprawled
Oh.
in his front chamber, passed out completely,
Oh.
it's reeking of alcohol.
That's fine.
Well, I'll say anyway, if Kirsten's been ejected from court, she'll probably come running back to him.
Or she's been replaced by.
Well, no, that
What?
you wouldn't eject and then. Oh, what do you mean after the ejection?
No,
No.
what she did was because she's being replaced.
Oh, you think she was the original start?
That was implicit in the vision.
No.
Wasn't it? That was 3 weeks
She
ago.
was
wasn't it?
jealous.
No, she was just jealous. I think you kind of just assumed that you saw demon everywhere.
Maybe I
You
do.
see
All right,
demons
I'll
when
grant you.
humans-
I do see them everywhere.
Yes,
That's fair enough.
humans
Except when
are
they're
quite
near us.
capable of killing each other from
But
jealousy.
given the context, I'm sure there was something that led me to think it. It
Yes,
wasn't
your
just.
paranoia.
It wasn't just my paranoia. I'm willing to accede that perhaps paranoia was a factor, but there was something else as well. I can't remember what it was now. Even though it was only yesterday, it feels like it was weeks ago. A very busy week, so
Have
which
you
I was
ever
quite
tried
seriously
writing
ill.
your visions down?
Sorry.
Have you ever tried writing them down? Just.
although
I wouldn't either.
Although I tell you, before tomorrow, I think I will consult my memory and it'll be crystal clear to me. Almost like I lived the moment again.
Yeah.
Andy, you
It
could
is
just
sort of
delete the
pictorial.
episode.
I'm
It would
totally
be
doing it.
hilarious.
So she'll probably turn up.
So, anything else we're doing here?
I'll better quickly go check on, make sure no one's broken into the weapons cabinet.
No one has broken into the weapons cabinet, fortunately. It's still there.
Now, bearing in mind, we're also going upstairs to go and see
Cool
McGree.
test. From you.
For me.
Yes.
A cool test.
Yes.
Could you
Oh,
may check
no.
if Kirsten was on the run, perhaps she came in.
And the roll.
61. Which is exactly what I rolled last time you asked me what I rolled.
No, that works fine.
She came in to grab her stuff and left while he was passed out.
Oh, that's
Check
nuts.
her stuff.
Fine.
That's not
Who's
good.
Kirsten.
Kirsten's.
Can I check that her stuff is still here?
Yeah, sure. It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What I was going to ask was just, since we were also going upstairs to see McGree, it genuinely wasn't being suspicious. It was just, might Leopold, with his extrasensory, notice that he's not going to Schmeehammer's room, he's going to his own room?
Nothing.
No.
Elric's fine.
But he probably
Great.
would go to the Schmiede's room first.
Yeah, you so don't.
Oh.
It's okay, because apparently I'm under the influence too, and I think everything's fine.
You're fine. You went straight to that weapons cabinet.
Yep.
It's all fine.
Weapons cabinet under his bed.
Didn't you worry?
Definitely not
I
to worry
might
about.
notice that he doesn't go to the right room.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
no.
are we going to Marguerite?
Yeah.
She is in her chamber. Knight's Panther is still sitting there. A different one this time, sitting on the outside. On a chair as he looks up and he goes, and stands. Her ladyship is still here. I believe she is still awake. She has yet to call for her supper.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Thank you.
Would you like entry? Guests? And you hear, they may come in. She is on the inside, and she has an entire small blanket she's made with falling comet symbol on it.
That's some fast knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's
Is the comet tail in green by any chance?
in yellow.
Hello, did you know how to play stones?
Yes, of course I do.
Fancy a game?
Just now.
I don't have time.
No, look, long game. So play a turn, say hello, carry on. I'll do some stuff.
You'll need to bring a board.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's one in with Lucas's stuff wherever it is now.
Yes, of course. He says, were you successful?
Yeah.
Yes. Leopold had a vision.
Not a good one.
Well, we just info dump everything
Yeah.
to her. We'll quietly tell her everything. We're not keeping any secrets from her.
It does sound like you could be either of them, doesn't it? Well, if you have an introduction, I might use it to bully my way into his house and then just silence whoever it is that lets you in. I mean, not kill them, obviously, just bind them up. Says, they'll give him an opportunity to realize that you're there on. But then if it's not him, that could lead you in some legal problems. He is a law lord. Depends how desperate one is.
I mean, one thing that might be good to do quickly is to confirm if either of them are at home.
Yeah, we'll also tell her about the other thing,
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Because like,
The vision.
it's possible that your grandfather, may be down there potentially.
Why would he put himself at risk?
Yeah, well, they're his troops. Whether he commands them from afar, I don't know.
He would be more likely to send someone in his stead.
I do think it interesting the way that Hofflicht is sort of behaving. It seems that wherever this blonde woman, this sorceress, goes, people are controlled through vices or blackmail and
You could just break in.
Well, yes, but my point is, I don't think it's Hofflicht. I think it's too obvious in terms of the vices that he currently has.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's either it is him and those are his vices, or it's not him and he is also perhaps hooked on the same stuff as the Chancellor was, and that's why.
Or being blackmailed.
Yeah. No, but if his behaviour changed as well,
Yes.
to make him drunk and
You're also
enjoying
relying on
himself.
the recollection of somebody who is, well, was obviously jonesing for a hit, for lack of a better term.
Doing what for a what now?
You heard?
His behaviour changed about a year ago. And how long did we think that your grandfather was here?
It'd be difficult to tell when he'd make his move, though.
Exactly, yes.
But it would add up.
Would there be a way to break his spell of his fake face?
That would be very difficult. He is much better than me.
What sort of magic would it be?
Not the sort one wants to get one's fingers into.
Right.
Maybe we just
Scope it out.
break into the house of Hofflicht first.
Well, if he's home, we should probably not do that. Maybe we try that first.
Well, you do have a letter of introduction.
Yes.
So we try, and if he's not home,
Then we break it.
then
We asked to go in and wait.
and
Then
if
we're in the house.
and if we're not able to do that, then we find a way to break it.
Hofflicht's manor. On the other side. No answer. Ring the bell, knock the door. No answer at all.
Beanie it is.
Can I have... Anyone got acute sense smell?
Yes.
Perception test.
5 successes.
Blood.
Well, be 6 because acute senses gives you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
6
Blood.
successes. Oh,
Blood.
that's not good.
Blood.
Somebody in there's bleeding. We have reason to believe that he's been compromised. We should probably break in and check on him.
That's almost like you need excuses for these things. The law doesn't really work like that. It's not the modern era.
But if we break in,
does.
and
We're
we break,
trying to be better.
if we break in and he's dead, then we'll just
Yeah,
be blamed
we've
again.
been
This keeps
burned by
on
this
happening.
before.
We should get the authorities.
Well, no, I'm a doctor. I'm trying to save his life.
Right, do it then.
Failed. If he's dead.
Well, we don't know they're dead. They might be
No,
dying
okay.
right now.
All right,
Get in,
no,
get in, get in.
Okay, so we are in one of the more
Yeah, I mean, we can't just knock the front
salubrious
door down.
salubrious quarters of the town. This is right beside the main state army barracks.
Perfect.
And it's festival time. There's quite a lot of people who are doing the carnivaling about
Is
thing.
there
You
another
could possibly go in
entrance?
round the back though.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, let's
scope
do
it out.
that.
And can I listen really, really
There's still
carefully?
people.
I don't want to hear the laughter of a creepy child.
There is no laughter of the creepy child or dark gods. So
I
it
might-
appears
I might be able to climb up the back and get in a window.
if you want to go round the back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
check what it's
This
like
might be a
round the
nice
back.
time for one of my talents I've never used before.
What's that?
Oh, interesting.
Break and enter.
I've got that too. We can team up.
Yeah, break and enter does indeed make it much easier to get through doors.
I'll whack it.
Although
Well, I'm back at
we
you.
could also, I mean, A, it might
I'll
not be
bop
locked, and B, we could potentially pick the lock, which might be quieter.
Why are you trying to spoil Birdie and Alan White's fun?
Don't get to do
You don't want us to be
everything I
arrested
want.
and killed?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
The
We'll
good
go round
sense
the back.
Elric's currently eyeing up the front door. Like,
Should we just
I can
perform
kick
as
that.
Oh no, Alan White, but there has not paused because someone might be dying, so
Yeah.
she's literally run
Yeah.
round the back to try
Okay,
and
so
see.
run round the
As
back. You're
she's-
going to need to
as
hop over that wall to take
Yeah.
a climb test.
Can we see in
Can
through any of the
Lupo
windows?
booster?
Yeah,
help?
no, no. It's all thick, bottly glass. And it's just darkness.
That's more
Can
like
Lupo
it.
booster mean it making it an easy test?
I can certainly make it an assisted test.
2 successes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lupo does actually have
Okay,
one
good.
success.
Hop, hop, and you pop over down onto the other side. Up, the door slightly ajar.
Doors open.
Can you
Come over.
open what you?
Open the gate.
come around through the front?
Then you're going to pile through. You pop in and It smells dusty. As you move in, it smells dusty. There's dust on quite a few of the surfaces. This place hasn't been used in a while. As you make your way over.
Come over. Are you climbing over?
Well,
Wait,
I thought
you're
you
going to
were
the front
gonna
door?
let us in the front door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you move up towards the front door. It's got the key in the door. Clunk, clunk. And everyone's sitting on the outside.
File in inconspicuously.
Oh, you have
So
a letter of
it's-
introduction
we
to
do-
my
it's-
master.
It's dark in here. We need some form of light. Not all of you are elves.
Ah,
Don't always have eyes.
Correct?
I shall use my 7th match.
To light. I'm guessing there must be
We've got
candles
lanterns.
or sconces about.
Yeah, is there candles?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Easy
Oh,
enough to light.
yeah,
You want to
light
light
a couple
Close
one?
of
the
things.
curtains.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is this
Close
the
the
point where you're
curtains.
going to like flex and light your that?
While they're doing that, can I like try and identify if there's blood? Like, is there any tracks in the dust up the stairs?
Oh, no. No, there's not. There's no signs of anything. Fortunately, though, one of you does have a cute sense smell.
I was going to say, can I sniff it
Yeah,
out?
and sniffing it out isn't too hard. It's as is often the case with these things, down in the cellar.
That was going to be my first protocol. So,
A skin suit,
Yeah.
oh,
wrote
somebody's
that
been wearing
down.
Hofflick.
and the remainder of Hochler stuffed into a barrel.
Oh.
That is the bit that stinks. The skin suit itself is nice and clean and ready to go and folded neatly on a table down there.
Oh, just swaps people out.
I'm ready
Yeah.
to go.
So we
Wow.
want to. Well, we need to remove this, burn it or whatever, simply because we don't want whoever
if
it is
we-
to have options to
Yeah.
wear this.
Yeah.
What if we put like a really itchy powder on the inside of
I
the
actually
skin
have.
suit?
I have some of that.
And then that way we'll know where he is.
We're assuming a demon skin would react in
Yeah.
the same way.
I don't think it's time for the Ronaldo pranks. let's just destroy the skin.
But if we know he the Hofflick is a skin suit, then when he is Hofflick, we could attack him, and
Yes.
we
That's a
know
good
that it
point,
was a
because
This
no
is
demon.
one is a
fantastic.
demon.
But we're just attacking a law lord.
We might not get a chance.
That
to
would
explain why.
be potentially
Yeah.
a very unwise move.
But if we remove the skin, we're removing the ability for him to act. So then
As that law
Hofflick
lord.
goes
Yeah.
missing.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then he also goes
Which-
into hiding again.
But it also removes a vessel of power
but
in it.
And also, he won't go into hiding again. He'll presumably just be in another skin suit. We just take his
Yes.
ability to use this one, which is good.
Yes.
It's not
I-
going to
If it was
flush him
somebody
on the
else,
ground. We don't know
I
where he
would-
is right now.
Yeah.
And we should probably check on Vasmir.
But if we see somebody who is somebody wearing this, we then know that is the
Could we?
skin
Yes,
changer.
But we won't be able to attack him there, so he might leave and
Not at
change
that
his skin
point.
again.
Not
Just
at that
destroy it.
point.
It's foul and it's disgusting. Burn it.
This is short term gains. You're not thinking
No.
long term.
No.
Why don't we destroy it and then set a trap, and hopefully it comes in.
Do you have a demon?
I mean, the other thing is we could just wait for him.
Yes, I like that. That's better too.
But,
But
if he's off wearing a
Again,
different skin suit,
if the demon has, preternatural senses, then he might sense we're waiting and just not come back.
Well, he'll see all the tracks that we've just left
Yeah.
walking in.
Right, fine.
And we'll summon the authorities.
Destroy this
guys
suit.
he's in, and we'll be done for murder. So yeah,
Can we not-
let's not do that.
Can we just take it from here before we destroy it? Just
we'll destroy it somewhere else.
yeah.
Who wants to pick up the skin suit?
Oh,
Looking at
No,
Birdie.
no, please, just before you do
She's
that,
like,
take a moment, everyone. Why are we removing it from here before we destroy it?
because
Well, I was going to suggest we don't need to take it from here, but maybe we put it in a fireplace
Yeah.
before we burn it, because we don't want to accidentally burn
We're
the
in the
house down.
cellar, right?
you
Stone.
are currently down cellar, but it does have a wooden.
rafters.
and
Rafters,
no,
yeah,
no
totally.
chimney.
Because the
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the smoke will.
if
pour
it gets
You
out
should
of
never set a
control
fire
and
somewhere
the
where you
house
don't have an
burns down,
exit.
well, that is a reason that there's no
Have you
law
learned?
lord. So if we destroy it elsewhere, the house is untouched, everything is fine.
or chuck in a fireplace and burn it there, and then the smoke goes up the chimney, and
It does smell awful.
It will. Yeah.
Well,
we
hang
presume
on.
it will. But
The ogres are outside still, right?
Pardon?
The ogres are outside still, right?
And the ogres are currently.
oh my god, they're so
Mm.
twisted. I
That's
love
a
it.
great
You're a genius.
Because
Twisted genius.
they
but yes.
they do just go through anything.
And that is how the glorious heroes disposed of the skin suit as they watched the ogres tearing apart at the flesh of the once law lord of the city. Delighted, in fact, willing to pay, they give 4 bones, sadly not saint bones, in return. And they managed to make themselves a special ogre friend for the evening. Not that he'll actually remember them.
Oh.
But would it let us pat an elephant in exchange?
Yume even gets to ride one
Oh.
around the square.
Just
And that is where we bring our episode to an end.